matches to show you, but before we get into that, I'm Curryway. I'm joined with my co-commentator Parker today. Parker, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. I feel like every season I just get more excited about playoffs, and today is the second to last day. We were just talking about the matches beforehand. Like, we got some good matches lined up for today. We got some good matches.
We have some absolutely great matches. Let's talk about all of them really quick before we get into the Anko Hacks matchup. Excuse me. Let's look at the bracket if we can really quick. Take a look. These are our quarterfinalists. We have Retro and Dugile. That'll be the match after our first match of the day, which is Hacks and Anko all the way at the bottom. We also have two star-studded matchups later today, which will be commentated by Nerdy and Feinberg, which will be Crimson versus Jay and Loki versus Silver. Parker, before we get into the Hacks Anko matchup today, which matchup of these four are you personally really excited about throughout the day today?
I was not prepared to answer this question. I really liked the Crimson match from last weekend, so maybe the Crimson J, but also I really want to see who wins this Hacks Anko match.
Yeah.
I'll just say those are equally tied for me right now. In the minute.
I mean, the thing is, there's a storyline for all of these matches, and we got stuff to do, so I'll go over them quickly. First matchup, Retro Dugile on the top of your screen. Retro beat the 1 seed and now has to play Dugile. That's his reward for beating Infume. So that's just an unbelievable matchup. Can the Cinderella story continue? Crimson and Jay, someone who has never made playoffs before, will make it to the semifinals, will be playing for money. That's incredible. We have then Loki and Silver, two winners of the ranked playoffs before, playing against each other in the quarterfinals, and Hacks and Anko, two people who are probably the most experienced in the ranked tournament. We were looking at this. Hacks has podiumed the last 4 seasons of ranked and is going up against Anko, who has finished second before and third before. So absolutely amazing. Let's talk a little bit more about this matchup, Parker. We have Hacks, as we just said, podiumed 4 times in the last 4 seasons. The only player to do so. Unbelievable consistency. Hasn't been able to get first, but has been second, then third, then second, then third. What do you think? Maybe if you're Hacks in this situation, what's going through your mind to try and keep up that consistency against someone who is unbelievably skilled like Anko?
I don't know. They're both pretty even, and like, what's going through his mind right now? I think they both got really good mentals. They have a lot of practice. I mean, they have the data to support them. I think you kind of just show up and you play your game, you know? They're both phenomenal players. They both have a really high top speed. I don't really think they need to do anything crazy mentally, any crazy mental gymnastics to get themselves in a I'm going to win point. I think they could both easily win this.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. Let's take a look at those stats. We could see here, Hacks ranked average time 9 minutes and 40 seconds. But Anko almost has a sub-7 best rank time. Absolutely no slouch at all. One of, in my opinion, the best mechanical players we have ever seen in this playoffs. And Anko, also one of only 2 people last weekend to 3-0 their opponents. So coming into this weekend with a lot of confidence, we could see played in 6 out of 7 playoffs and had the 3rd ever sub-11 RSG, which is a phenomenal accomplishment. But then again, on Hacks' side, I think the thing that stands out to me, Parker, I don't know about you, 70% win rate for Hacks.
Yeah, Hacks has got some, like, scary stats. I mean, if we're just looking at the stats, I think Hacks is probably the favorite. I mean, he's got, what, a 40-second faster average time. He has more win-loss. He has an insane win percentage. And, like, they both played an even amount of seeds, so it's like you're not gonna get any crazy biases in here.
Yeah, I mean, it is super interesting between these two players. I think personally, if you're maybe a little bit newer to Minecraft Speedrun, you're not as familiar with different play styles, I think what you're looking for in this matchup specifically is these two players are really, we cannot stress this enough, 2 mechanical demons. We could very easily see some sub-7s. I mean, Hacks got 2 sub-8s in the first 2 matchups in his matchup against Feinberg last weekend. We're expecting to see some really fast-paced seeds. And why don't we take a look at their splits on the seeds? What are we looking at here? And we can see on Hacks' side, every single seed type is a sub-10, Parker. That is unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, that's gotta strike a little bit of fear into Anko's heart. I mean, all sub-10s, like Anko has a 1050 average on Village. You know, Hacks is over a minute faster on that.
I mean, that is just absolutely unbelievable. I mean, we could see here, there's also both players with a 60+% win rate on Desert Temple. That's a really interesting thing. And we could see, like, I think the thing that's most interesting to me is just I'm so surprised at what you pointed out. Like, Village, I feel like, is a very consistent seed type where a lot of players,
Mhm.
it's hard to kind of have that difference in pace in something like Village. The fact that there's over a minute difference for Hacks is quite impressive. And I think it shows the way that Hacks really pushes himself on really any type of seed.
Yeah, like if I'm Anko, I don't want to be pulling that village. If I'm Hacks, I want to be pulling that village first seed up. I think the first seed is really important for getting momentum, getting yourself in a good headspace, being like, I'm winning this.
Yeah,
So we'll see.
it's super interesting. I'm really excited to see what these players end up actually picking. But this has just been an unbelievable kind of in depth, like looking at these stats for these two players. Like I cannot believe Enko, excuse me, is so close to sub 10 on Buried Treasure 2. It's still at least a sub 10 on Room Portal. I mean, again, these stats are
Mhm.
just crazy. I'm very curious. Sometimes we see too, like the players maybe don't get as super in depth on this as like maybe we do. And I think that's because like we're talking about it. We're trying to, talk about stuff before the
Mhm.
matchups get like how much do you really feel like you're worried about maybe your opponent's win rate compared to just what you're feeling confident in within yourself, do you think?
I've always thought that if I ever make it to playoffs and I'm put in this situation, I'm just getting a random number generator and I'm just using that to determine like what I'm doing. Because I want to be in the headspace of I'm gonna win any of these seeds. It doesn't matter to me. I mean, maybe there's like a weird exception where I've played somebody and I'm like, bad experience on Rune Portal seeds. We're not doing that today. But in general, like you're saying, I don't know how much these players are thinking about it. Because obviously, like most of the time, you're gonna have to play all these seeds anyways.
Yeah, I mean that's absolutely a great point. Here we go. Let's see what they picked. Anko banning Buried Treasure, Hacks banning Desert Temple, and
Whoa!
Anko actually picking Village. Big aura pick here for Anko, deciding, you know what, maybe these players aren't as familiar with the stats. I know we've talked to some players before where they don't look at any of this pre-show stuff. They're not as familiar with like maybe what Hacks' Village type is, and maybe it's a situation where Anko just is like, you know what? Let's start out simple. Village, a very consistent seed type. You're going to get a lot of food. You're going to have opportunities to just get more consistent blocks potentially, even if you wanted to. So I think something like Village starting out, maybe it's just kind of a warm up seed, and we're playing for like a 5-match set here for Anko.
Yeah, 100%. And there's always the possibility that these stats are a little bit skewed, because the season is long and players do improve a lot over the course of the season. We've seen I think Infume like last season started out pretty slow, but obviously he ended number 1, and so his average completion is going to include all of those times, even from the beginning of the
Hmm.
season where it's really slow. And so maybe Anko Boy is up to this game on Village season the last little bit.
I think that's a phenomenal point because for people who might not be aware, Anko has played in 6 out of 7 as said on his stat sheet, but the one that he didn't play was last season. That's because he took a break to focus more on school, and now he's back. So maybe earlier in the season, it took a little bit of time to warm up, and he's really ramped up the pace maybe in the last half of the season. And I mean, it showed. Beat someone in Oxy who's been a consistent playoff performer 3-0 last weekend. So Anko coming in with a lot of momentum, Hacks, of course, as well, after an unbelievable set with Feinberg. So I don't know about you, Parker. I'm just so excited to see what these two players are going to do to kick off the second weekend of this playoffs. It's going to be unbelievable, and it's going to be a village seed for our first one.
Yeah, let's get into it. I'm hoping for a snowy village. I just want to see a big curveball. I feel like I don't even know how to play snowy villages that well, but
Yeah,
I
are
guess
you not
we're
up on
probably
your
not gonna
snowy
see it.
village houses? There's some tech
No,
in
I
like
should I should research more.
yeah, there's some good tech. There's some good tech in that stuff, but we'll have to see if we need to know that tech right now. Maybe a toolsmith. It's
No
gonna be
snowy.
lava pool right off the bat, and it's a simple plains village, Parker. Pretty standard overworld. We got a lava pool. We got the village. We know exactly what we're doing right away.
Yeah, already seeing two different lines. Hacks running alongside the river. I think I like this better. Anko I mean, Anko's taking like the more direct line, but
Mhm.
just has to jump over a mountain. And so I think they're
Yeah.
pretty even. Hacks just has gravel on Anko right now.
Yeah, I wonder if the gravel is actually going to matter. I mean, I feel like you have to go back through this river anyway to get back to the lava pool. So maybe Hacks noticed something that Anko didn't and wanted to just be a little bit safer with it. But I also really like this play of Hacks grabbing these 2 beds in that one house before heading to the
Mhm.
blacksmith. Although we see from Anko's screen that this blacksmith is loaded up. 9 iron ingots, no reason to kill the golem. And the crafting shears from Enko. This is going to be really nice for blocks. Both players going to do something very similar, I assume. And it's going to be a very, again, kind of what we talked about, a very safe village overworld. We're going to have a lot of food, and we're going to have a lot of blocks.
Yeah, we kind of know where everything is. There's only going to be like minor differences in routing. I like the double bed from Hacks. I think he's a fan of double blaze bedding. I mean, stuff like that can matter. Both getting leaves right now. Like to see this. Maybe there's like a closer lava pool in an awkward situation, but we're probably gonna have to be running back to spawn. It looks like Enko is just fully going. How is he so far ahead now?
A little bit ahead, maybe a little bit of time lost because of the beds from Hacks and grabbing the gravel earlier. But this is kind of what I meant. Like, Enko's just able to grab this gravel now, but because Hacks grabbed it earlier, is able to farm the gravel. But because the rates aren't that amazing, it is going to be something that's still a little bit slow for Hacks, where Enko can now start the portal build and is going to be a good 5 to 10 seconds ahead of a lead on Hacks here, starting out our first seed. Sub 2 enter for both players.
Yeah, quality village. Enko with a little bit of an advantage. Scanning.
Oh, wow.
Oh, right on a fortress.
Yeah, right on the fortress. This fortress looks unbelievable in the Soul Sand Valley. Bastion the terrain seems pretty good once you get up here. Both players building up immediately. And Enko actually has 2 blazes on his screen. This could be good to just get... Yeah, I think this is a great play from Enko. Hacks does not have these blazes, so sure, he's going to enter a little bit quicker, but both blazes don't drop. And here's the interesting thing, Parker. Hacks is going to have no idea that Enko killed those 2 blazes because he didn't get the into fire advancement. So Enko's ahead on 2 blaze kills, but Hacks is going to have no idea that happened. So be aware later after this split. This is a housing bastion. After this housing split for both players, be aware if Enko ends up leaving the fort much quicker because of those 2 strays.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting. I'm not sure how much people in tournaments are paying attention to those advancements, because they can give you info that you can use in the match. It's pretty rare, but maybe Hacks is like, okay, he's already got into fire, so I can't bank on like a crazy fort split. Maybe I need to make up a little bit of time to kill some extra ones. Maybe he's thinking Enko. No, I guess he's probably not thinking Enko is doing fort first. Nobody has fort first.
No, definitely not fort first. Chat brought up a good point about potentially Monster Hunter, but there could have just been a Wither in the way. Like, I don't think, especially in the moment, if you're Hacks, you're thinking like, oh my god, like, oh, he just killed 2 blazes. If you see Monster Hunter, I think a lot of that could potentially be just a skeleton, a magma cube, anything kind of in your way. So both players doing a pretty standard housing top down here. I wasn't super up on the obsidian count. It looks like actually on Hacks' screen, already 24 obsidian for Hacks. Wow.
And Enko only at 9, so just didn't pick as many chests. Hacks looting some more. 35 obsidian. That's enough for 3 portals.
I think that'll do it. I think that'll really do it. Hacks is going to be leaving here momentarily. Just going to get a couple more trades. Enko crafting an iron axe ahead of time. Hacks has already done that. Should be leaving here pretty quick. And this is going to be a low 4 fort, I think, for Hacks as he's leaving the Bastion now. Enko still needing a little bit more materials, potentially, is going to be able to leave now. Both players leaving the Bastion.
Yeah, both going to the top. I mean, like, there's easy terrain up here. I think you're just fully buried on the underside. This is going to give you a lot of visibility. Hacks is in. Already has 2 beds crafted. I mean, I guess not crafted, but it has 2 beds, so not going to have to worry about crafting a blaze bed.
Oh, and look at these strays for Hacks, though. Yeah, 3 strays, not even in the Soul Sand Valley part of the fortress. This is just on the Nether Waste part. But there's 2 more strays on Enko Boy's screen. So the strays have come out to play the first match of playoffs. I see a spawner on Enko's screen as well. And Hacks hasn't seen this yet. Potentially trying to pearl the one now. Yes, Hacks finds the spawner. Same spawner for both players, so we won't see too much variance here. But both players deciding to offer the spawner. Safe play. A double blaze bed from Hacks because of the village beds. Enko doing more of a standard blaze bed setup. But both players clearing the spawner at nearly the exact same time. And Parker, because of the strays on both sides, I don't know who's ahead right now because Hacks got a lot of strays.
Like, this is a really close match. I mean, this is what I want to see. Get some pre-crafting. Like
2 wads on both sides. 3 for Enko now.
Yes, I guess Enko is just slightly ahead. I think he got the blaze bed off a little bit earlier, but Hacks to get a double blaze bed, so that does open slightly more spawning spaces. Probably not gonna matter, but I think it could.
Yeah, I love this portal from Hacks.
Iron helmet like that.
Sure, shout out Iron Helmet for Enko Boy. I really like this portal from Hacks, building a little bit higher. We've seen a couple players do this. We see Enko doing the same thing. This kind of meta of building the portal a little bit higher up, and we've seen it actually matter in a couple of playoff matches. So Both players going to be measuring the eye. It is an 1,800 block blind here. So it is going to be far. Terrain management in the nether here is going to be big. Both players getting a very...
Hacks.
Oh my god, Hacks low,
Yeesh.
2 hearts. Great catch. Both players still need rods, both blinded early. I believe both are fully pre-crafted, though. And still, Hacks, plenty of food, will be fine here. Just thinking about where to potentially pearl hang. And finds a spot. Anko has not pearl hung.
So many resources, not gonna have to probably worry about a hunger reset. I mean, it is a far stronghold, so you can't be like super outrageous with your pearls, but you're gonna be able to heal up the whole time.
And Hacks is out.
Hacks is now out.
Hacks is out. This could drop for Anko. It does. Anko out. Both players. It could come down to where the pearl hang landed. It looks like the pearl hang for Hacks a little bit better, a little bit higher up on the terrain. Has a little bit more space potentially. Finds this nice ravine with lava. Anko in basically the same spot, maybe only 20 blocks behind. Hacks potentially trying to find a spot to dig. Gold picks for both players as well. Not seen.
Oh my gosh, this is so close.
Now, here's the thing. Hacks is doing it in a way where he's digging in the 1x1 with a gold pick. Anko was doing a 2x1, so wasted the gold pick a little bit more. And because the dig is so far, both players have a little bit of time still. Hacks is digging down now, but Anko, I believe, still has a good 20 or so blocks to go, potentially. Compared to Hacks,
I think
Hacks is just digging down.
Just using the gold pick slightly better. Oh, still has to crawl even more, but it's opening now, so you can just run.
Finds the
Maybe
terrain.
Anko is at a different Y level.
Oh, but Anko finds the terrain.
Oh! And he's at terrain too, and I think he made up a little bit
It's right here.
Now
It's literally right here.
Oh my gosh, but he's on 1 heart. Is he going to be able to heal enough?
Yeah, this could be an interesting situation.
This is so close. This is going to come down to Nav and 0.
It could come down. I believe Anko misses starter. That could be a potential disaster depending on where he is, or it could be something that helps him out. But the thing is, Anko needs to keep eating food here to make sure he can 0 by the time. But Hacks is in the portal room already, and this is a sub-9 pace for the first seed.
And it could just be over. Anko has a wooden pick. Oh, it's looking bad for Anko now. You're just gonna have to hope that Hacks misses a 0. Hacks has insane zeros. Let's see this. Back dragon.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty standard 0. Very low health, though. Has to be careful on this pearl. Is going to be fine. Anko in the portal room now, but it might be too little too late. Hacks should be not going to be able to get to 95. It is at 90. Dragon could fly here for Hacks. Does it fly? Yes, it does.
It flies.
So if Anko's not going to be able to do the 0, though, because he has a wood pickaxe.
He has a,
and Hacks is dead to the dragon. Takes too long to get off.
Oh,
he took too long to get off the top setup and dies to the dragon voting off. And Anko's just
That's
stuck
so bad for the mental.
in this situation. No ground 0.
Is he going to go for the 0? Like, surely no. Oh my gosh.
No, cannot go for the 0 anymore.
Pick.
Has to half bow because of the wooden pick. But this game is all but over because of Hacks messing up there. Anko can't even attempt the 0. Might think he's totally out of it, but he's just going to win because he can't go for it and has an easy 1 cycle.
Yeah, that was insane. I just don't think there's any way Anko messes up a 1 cycle now. Hacks definitely can't run back in time.
No. The dragon's not dead. The terrain too to those coordinates is not going to be fun for Hacks. I mean, this game is all but over unless we see the craziest choke of 2025 from Anko. But that is just a really unfortunate situation for Hacks. I mean, I saw at the end there, like, I saw that, like, Hacks died to the dragon, and I saw him boat off, but quite honestly, I feel like that's a situation where you just should never really die. Maybe had to, like, try and grab an extra explosive and then die. I'm very curious to see. It looks like we will have a Fulham analysis to look at it after the seed. I'm very excited to see what Fulham ended up seeing, but very curious to see what ended up happening on Hacks' side. And Anko just has to sit here. It's not going to be the fastest time. It's not the prettiest, Parker, but Anko will be starting 1-0, and that has to be good for his mental.
Yeah, for any new viewers, you can have a max perch of 3 minutes in ranked. So it's basically just a waiting game now. I mean, Hacks is like, I mean, he's making his way, but
he's definitely
held in. No
definitely
perch?
the effort. That is not the max forced perch yet for Anko. Still going to be waiting, but again, Hacks is kind of fighting demons. Parker, you're someone who has a really good mental in these type of situations. What do you do in this? Like, you just died in the end. Oh my God. What are you trying to do to get yourself ready for this next seed here? Just short-term memory, try again. It's a fluke. I think that's kind of how you have to look at it, right?
I think so. I mean, he played lights out up until the death. I mean, they were both on pace the entire time, and Hacks just had like a 10-20 second lead.
Yeah, I mean, here's the perch for Enko. This should be wraps on the first seed. Very solid first 2 beds. This will be a very nice 4+1 for Enko. And that will be the first seed of the day going to Enko in a very back-and-forth match between both runners on what could have been a very fast seed until of a wood pickaxe and a boat death from both sides of the coin here. Very interested to see the splits. Let's check it out. Enko entered faster, but Hacks made up so much time entering into the fortress split, and Enko crawled it back 1 second into the stronghold, Parker, and then just better nav from Hacks, and it just didn't end up mattering.
Yeah, and Enko didn't hit starters, so maybe that was part of it. Maybe you're just like one block off. Point. Maybe because I think they were the same Y height. I think he's probably just like 1 block off, and that can matter here. I mean, I think it lost him 20 seconds. Yeah, especially like you saw, like he had to break through some hidden sections to get back there
with
really
a wooden pick. Yeah, with a wooden pick, exactly. So just bad. Really tough there. So you got to be feeling good that happened to you if you're Enko and you won the seed. So that is just really, really exciting for on that side of things. And if you're Hacks, you have to look at this and say, hey, I'm ahead basically the whole seed. I entered slower. I'm entering the end faster. So I think Hacks can absolutely bring this back here. But I'm very excited to see whatever Fulham is cooking up in the analysis section, because we missed something clearly. So let's go take a look at what Fulham saw in the last match.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. What an amazing first seed. Both of our runners performing fantastically well at the very start of this day. Quarterfinals. Enko versus Hacks, Seed 1. I'm going to give you a really quick analysis. I know that some of chat picked it up. I noticed it straight away. I know that some of my chat noticed it straight away as well. But there was something that Enko Boy did on this seed that could have maybe saved him a little bit more time. Maybe he could have entered that stronghold 10 seconds faster, 15 seconds faster than Hacks. And that is what you're going to see in this clip right here. As he enters the fortress, I guess for the second time in this seed, because we did go across it and kill 2 strays earlier on, notice that we do see initially 3 strays. As he throws the pearl, one of those strays unfortunately does despawn down to 2 strays. But notice, once killing these strays, this first stray, I don't know if I can see it, there we go, drops a rod. Notice that we've got the Terrible Fortress achievement in chat, but there's no Into Fire achievement that pops up because we insta-spin around and we do not pick it up. We don't get that rod, meaning that we're actually an entire cycle now behind, and we can see on this first blaze that spawns from the spawner, he does pick it up, getting the Into Fire achievement, meaning that Enko Boy, in fact, misses a rod on this seed, meaning he could have left for that stronghold maybe 10, 15 seconds earlier, giving him a better lead into that stronghold, maybe entering the end at a similar time as Hacks. Of course, wouldn't have been able to go for the 0 because of the wood pickaxe debacle, and does win the seed either way. But just something to note there. Maybe there's some nerves. Maybe he genuinely just missed it and didn't see it. Maybe he thought he picked it up. But that's something, a small mistake. Didn't matter this time, but could it matter next time? 1-0 to Enko so far. Gonna send you guys back to Korean Rec Rap.
Yep. Thank you so much, Fulham.
Wow.
Parker, I think I at least need new glasses. Maybe you need some glasses after that one too. Very nice look from Fulham there, seeing the rod. And that's something that matters so much because we talked about it when he had the 2 strays originally. Like, killing those first 2 blazes gave him the opportunity to pull ahead so much more in the fortress. And because he missed that rod, it was just even. Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, and he totally just would have entered the stronghold faster because he took better terrain.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Like, the terrain, Hacks had to dig down for like 40 or 50 blocks there. Enko ends up just opening it up, and there was just a massive ravine there. So ends up working out for Enko regardless. And because of Hacks dying to the boat, like, it's just Enko wins the first seed anyway. So crazy, crazy first matchup there between these 2 runners. Very back and forth. Very excited to see what Hacks's seed type pick is going to be. It is going to be Ruined Portal. This is an incredibly fast seed type, something where Hacks has a very significant lead on Enko in both average and win rate. But Parker, that was the same story for Village, and Enko Boy won. So what's going to have to be different here for Hacks to pull ahead and tie this game 1-1?
I mean, just don't die to the dragon. That was like his one major mistake. I mean, like, he didn't get the 2 blazes that Enko did, so he played the fort a little bit differently. I don't know. I like this play. Hacks is. I love to see Hacks on a Ruin Portal. I'm hoping for tons of iron, golden carrots, get in the nether. Let's see a freaking sub-7.
Yeah, I mean, let's absolutely. We could see something really, really fast here. Ruin Portal types kind of have two different, almost like meta seed types in between them. You're either going to get something super, super fast, iron pickaxe, ready to go, maybe even some food, some gold tools, etc. Or we're going to get a Ruin Portal seed where maybe you need to use the iron in it for a bucket. Maybe there's not enough obby to complete it and we need to use the lava to do it. And then we're looking for iron in the Bastion. Two seed types that get played very, very differently. One very linear, one where you need to maybe use a little bit more of an analytical approach to try and figure out the first half of the seed. So very excited to see what we get. Personally, with these two runners, they're both hoping linear, linear, linear. I want to see something where I can just turn my brain off, get a gold axe, kill like 2 pigs, hop in the nether here. So very excited to see what we end up seeing in this Ruin Portal pick. And that means that by default, Seed 3 will be Shipwreck. We will be going to an ocean after this one. But we got to do this one first, Parker. Here we go. Ruin Portal. What's it going to look like? Let's see some terrain nearby, potentially. Very standard. And this is going to be something where players are going to be getting an iron pickaxe, entering the nether. Very fast potential here. And wow.
Yes,
talk about
this
that.
Is perfect. This is like the best overworld you can ask for. You have the food, you have the iron pickaxe, you have an extra gold block, you have a gapple too, and an extra piece of obsidian. Literally, this is like this is like top 5 best Ruin Portals I've ever seen. Hacks is gonna be in sub 30 seconds with everything.
Sub 30 seconds.
Oh my gosh,
runners.
That might just be the best Ruin Portal I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean that was unbelievable. We have gold to distract the piglin. We have our iron pickaxe already. We have shovel from the extra iron even in the Ruin Portal. Both players looking for the Bastion.
I think on Anko's.
Oh really? On Anko?
Maybe I'm just tweaking. I couldn't see. Maybe a potential fort spot for Anko Boy. That could be something that matters. Both players taking, I think, a little bit different terrain. Anko's tried to stay higher throughout. Both players entering the Bastion almost the exact same time. This is a housing Bastion. Housing Bastion for both runners. And this again, this could be an incredibly fast seed. I thought it was a stables too for a second, but because of the way the single chest was, it is going to be a housing. These players are like, I mean, we're in the Bastion we're starting the housing route like. Oh, don't fall, Hacks. Careful.
Hacks does fall though, and in a seed that fast, the time save matters even more. So that's it. What looks like maybe 3 or 4 seconds from Hacks here. When the seed is this fast, it really can add up. It's a bigger percentage. I mean, they're gonna Anko's mining these blocks at 135. Like this is an absurd pace. I mean, if he saw the fort too.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, gold pick, 7 gold carrots and a gapple. I think Anko is pie charting though, so didn't see the fortress for either runner. Either runner has not seen the fortress. Both pie charting. Only 10 chunks away though, so because of where they already had to run, they almost certainly just know what quadrant it has to be. It is going to be negative Z. I mean, this is really fast. Anko doing a little bit more inventory management, but Axe already knows the direction. Could leave here incredibly fast. So much more gold as well for potential gold pickaxes later in the run. And Hacks is just pearl hanging already. Yeah. Anko still needs pearls himself, but I think Hacks is ready to go in about 2 seconds.
Yeah, I think he may be. Yeah, he's just out first. He just played the Bastion slightly better. I thought he was behind, but he said, and there's the fort.
Parker, this is a sub 3 fortress for Happy.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Go! Fortress. 6 for 6, please.
Oh my god!
This is so fast.
No spawner yet on the side of Hacks. Anko leaving now. I mean, again, incredible pace. Wow. He's probably still going to be entering the fort sub 3. Hacks 2 strays right now. No spawner yet. 3 strays on his screen. And Anko's dead. My gosh. So all of a sudden, it's just it's a race now. What can Hacks do?
That's so bad.
Playing incredibly aggressively. It's so bad for Anko. But quite honestly, Parker, what I'm just looking for is this going to be a ranked playoff world record for hacking noises?
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on the blaze rates. We're over lava. You're going to get more blaze spawns. You have the gold axe that has mending on it, so you don't have to craft another axe. You can just kill them even faster. How many rods is it on? 4 rods.
Rods already.
4.
Look at
the blazes. Oh my gosh. 5 rods. Needs 1 more. This is incredibly fast. I wasn't looking at explosives, but I
unbelievable pace. That is 6.
6.
Yes, he has over a stack of string. Is going to potentially try and get a 7th rod so he doesn't have to pick up the eyes. Gets it. is
my
going to make
gosh.
it enough pearls to pearl out of here. This is a 345
Oh
blind.
my gosh.
We have
Ranked
5
world record,
golden carrots
let's go,
still.
let's go.
We have so much to do. An amazing play of getting the 7th rod here because it's going to allow Hacks to just leave this eye in the ocean. Doesn't have to worry about it at all. Easy measurement. 167 blocks away.
Oh my gosh, we might
I'm
see a portal
sorry?
break here. It might just be ocean exposed though. I'm honestly not sure what's correct. I think you portal break here unless you see it. If your
I think
hacks
you portal break
is
as
such
well,
high caliber
unless you-
play that you. Oh my gosh.
And
No,
he's
but
just
he
gonna go.
doesn't. He's
He's
just
just going to go. I
That's
wonder if
like
he's
totally
using-
fair and respectable. Oh my gosh, Curry! He might be entering sub 5.
He might be entering the end sub 5 here. So for context, I don't know exactly what ranked playoff world record is. The fastest completion in ranked ever, period, in any mode is a silver, I believe, 604. Hacks could potentially beat that now. I don't think it's going to happen just because it's unfortunately not ocean exposed. But Parker, this is almost certainly a sub 7, sub world record, sub anything crazy. And talk about a way to bounce back after losing the first seed if you're hacking noises. Oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, you got the gold pick. He's in the stronghold. 4 minutes, 50 seconds. Come on, get a spike, get a spike. No spike.
No
Tweaking
spike.
a little bit. Oh, had he
Oh, we
lowered his
never
number?
lowered the entity distance.
Oh. And he's
It's
just sending
okay.
this direction. I don't think this is going to be ranked world record anymore.
No,
But
but I mean, it's
An incredible
absolutely
time.
an unbelievable time. We're going to need someone in the back end to figure out what ranked playoff world record is because this could easily still beat that. This Nav, unfortunately, did not get the script that everyone else did, that this was supposed to be the new world record. Unfortunate stronghold. I've had my own issues with them the past couple days, so I totally
here
get it
it
on
is.
Hack's side. Here it is. Still easy sub 7 pace here. Could be 630 if the 0 is hittable. I mean, we have everything we need, Parker. This is it.
Mhm. And a gap. Like, just
1
to
and
add
8.
a cherry on top. Going for
Very
1 and 8.
standard. Is going to go
pushing 91.
safely to 92 here. Dragon very unlikely to fly here and ranked at 92. Very safe. I'm sure Hax has potentially nerfs here because of how fast it is. Easy gapple, a full rotation early. And as long as this Dragon doesn't fly, we are looking at something truly
Very good.
special. Bow from Hax. 2 more explosives could seal the deal here. And that's going to be it.
Oh
We
my
just
gosh.
watched a 6. I don't know what this is going to be. A 626, a
Wow.
627. What an unbelievable
Please do not pull
seed.
yourself up, Axe. Just don't. There's no point here. Please, just don't. It's a fast time. I just hate this. I hate this Curry. Oh,
That
thank
is
you.
a
Thank you. Thank you.
623
623
from
What's
Hax.
Axe's personal best? I'm looking this up.
Slower than that. I mean, wow. What an unbelievable... Parker, look at these splits. A sub 5 found stronghold, a sub 4 blind,
insane.
and a sub 3 fort. He is entering a new split every minute. Every minute he's in a new split. Like, what?
That's just insane. And like the stupid thing is, it could have been even faster too. They
It
had
could've
like
been
a full
faster.
minute to run. To
Yeah, where's the spike?
30
Oh
seconds.
my god.
Yeah, and the spike too. Oh my gosh. It looks like Hax's best time is 7:19. I think that sounds familiar from like the screen. He
Yes.
just demolished that by a minute in playoffs, nonetheless. That's gonna be a good hacking noises upload.
Yeah, unbelievable. I mean, just what an unbelievable performance. I think not portal breaking there. I think for the pace is probably incorrect, but when you could see here, Hax is ahead by 3 minutes. You're down 0-1. I think you just don't mess up any time with the portal breaking. You know you're ahead by 3 minutes. You just head to the stronghold. Unbelievable seed from Hax. And Anko in a very similar position that Hax was just in on the last seed. Parker, you just watched your opponent get that. How do you
Yeah.
how do you even think like how do you think like you're ready to go? Oh, there's no bucket to portal break, Parker. How do we portal break without a bucket?
That makes so
Oh,
much sense.
That makes so
we
much
were just
sense.
testing chat to see if
Jack,
they
can
would
you guys do
catch
our
it
job
as
next
well.
time? You know what? I'm
Yeah.
gonna get you guys in the booth next seed. It's
Uh-huh.
fine. Anyway, Parker, that's a 615. If you're Anko, like, what do you say? You just think you're gonna get like a 610 the next seed? Like, what do you even do? Like,
I don't know, I think just like goldfish mentality, it's like what's in the past is in the past. Sure, Hax can get a low 6. Maybe maybe he gets a low 6 here too. Never say never.
yeah, I mean, we talked about it. There's 2 separate room portal types. That's the one the runners want to see. They want to see the completable. We got a pickaxe. We have 7 Garrets. and let's just crank a housing bastion. I mean, that was just unbelievable. What a seed. And we know, Parker, that this next seed type is going to be a Shipwreck. We already know that. It's guaranteed. Then things get really interesting. So do you think this favors any player going into something like Shipwreck? It's a little bit more RSG. Neither of these players are really the RSG kind of type. I'm a little bit less familiar with Enko especially, but I know Hax doesn't really love running RSG. It's the seed type that I feel like a lot of runners, especially in playoffs, there's kind of like, I don't really want to play Shipwreck. It's kind of just that one where it's just kind of there. The food situation's a little bit all over the place. Could be a little bit less linear than what we just saw. Do you think this favors either player going into Seed 3?
I mean, if you're looking at the stats, like, it's going to be favoring Hax. He has the better stats, but I don't think to any crazy degree. I mean, each player has gotten one apiece, so, like, how much do these stats, like, come into play? Like you're saying, Shipwreck can be a little awkward. This looks like a decent ocean, though. Both spot the ship pretty instantly.
Yeah, gonna be a full wreck, full wood, full everything. Very standard stuff here. Right side up, which is always just kind of nice in case you need to take a breath. Great food, TNT.
2 TNT.
That's awesome.
But Enko missed one of the TNT.
Enko did miss one. I think it's just one of those situations where, like, he probably knows he missed it, doesn't want to go back and reopen the chest. Probably just going to use the one here, and then we'll blaze bed later. No biggie. But very nice everything here. This is about the best you could ask for a Shipwreck seed. No golden carrots, but we'll be able to make that later. And I love the shears play from both runners. I don't remember exactly what matchup it was in last weekend, but there was a matchup where someone was able to shear sheep, and they ended up having to worry less about explosives, which is an absolutely amazing thing. So I really like that both players recognizing that, making that commitment in this matchup. Iron Hoe craft,
Iron Hoe,
bro.
This
is some beautiful crafting.
Really matter. This is just.
Wait a minute. Does Hax have an extra iron
for flint and steel? Oh, surely.
I'm almost positive Hax has no FNS.
Oh, yeah. I mean, but he's found the ravine slightly faster, but it probably, yeah, he has no FNS. This is really bad. This is really bad for Hex. And Enko has his flint and steel now. It wasn't a crazy gravel incident. Doing a 2x1 as opposed to the L shape by Hax. And Enko's just made up so much time here because of the Iron Hoe craft.
So the reason Hax is doing the L shape here is because he has to woodlight. And to be clear to the audience, underwater magma ravines are significantly slower on average to woodlight than something else because you have so much less wood to work with. There's like all this other stuff that's just kind of annoying, and Hax just can't do anything. Obviously doesn't want to reset the seed, but this could be something where there's no end in sight here. There's nothing Hax can do, and potentially it could be a situation where if he reset the seed earlier, it could be something where it ended up being faster. I mean, you could see what Hax is trying to do here to make up in this situation. It's so wacky.
And meanwhile, Enko is just don't fall in the lava, Enko. But it's really interesting from Hax here because he does have 3 cobblestone in his inventory. He chose to make an iron axe, I believe.
Well, I think he has the cobblestone now because of all the stuff in here. Gets a dead cod for potentially good luck, and there's the portal. Shout out the cod. There we go. We have the Bastion on screen, though, for Enko. Enko did have to take really awkward terrain here to what I believe is a stables. So potentially, if Hax finds better terrain, potentially stays higher up here, could maybe have some better luck and make up a lot of time here because this terrain from Enko is really awkward.
Yeah, like Enko still just now gets the into Bastion achievement, so maybe for Hax, you're feeling a little bit better about that. I don't think Enko has a ton of information either. He knows this isn't a good gap, so he's going to be looting this chest early. I like this. And there's the obsidian. So that could matter a lot. If Hax enters this a different way, doesn't get the obsidian, it's a really awkward spot for an 8 obby.
That is a great point. Like, that is a really kind of silly obsidian chest. But, I mean, look at Hax made up so much time, took so much better terrain to this Bastion, tried to force the terrain instead of forcing the E-ray spike, and Hax is to be entering the top here in this double, potentially going to get chest here, and then is going to be able to do a triple to something. We'll have to see if it ends up being, it is just a double triple here. So Hax to be able to just do double triple potentially, realizes it now, thought it was a double chest instead of a triple chest, trying to mine in there, and now has a very safe situation here. Enko doing double triple as well now, still ahead. No, Enko's doing triple the gap.
Double triple, he's just playing triple the gap. I mean, he knows there's terrain out the bottom. He knows how he can leave. I mean, maybe depending where the spawner is, it could be a little awkward. He's obviously going to get more trades than hacks, but I don't
Hacks
think you
is
have
also
all
gonna
the
play
carrots.
triple
There's
gap.
not an incentive there, and he's
Both
also
players playing triple gap. I think maybe
Mm.
potentially the middle wasn't actually triple gap. Also, Parker, in case you are not aware, you have
I'm off.
left us.
Okay, thank you,
Yes,
sir.
it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. See,
I
both
just
players
switched.
here doing triple gap. Oh my god! And Hacks is dead. Was on hard mode.
Wow.
Took too much damage on hard mode,
That's
and the
crazy.
hard mode hit into the easy mode hit still enough to kill Hacks. So all the time potential that he made up is now gone, and this is now Anko in the driver's seat, and Hacks is fully resetting the seed.
Yeah, I
Fully
mean, this
resetting the
time
seed.
he's not going to make the same mistake with the Iron Hoe, hopefully. But this is Anko's game to lose.
I mean, this is
Ring
Anko's game
has
to
tons
lose.
of gold.
This is a crazy situation, Parker. This is the third matchup. This is the third seed of this matchup. Each seed has been decided by a death so far. I mean, we don't know. Anko could potentially die here as well. Look how many pigs Anko has as well, by the way, in that hole. Oh my goodness.
I was struggling with this crossbow, dude. Just like kill
This
it,
is-
no?
Yeah, just kill it. I mean, this is just a situation, though, where, I mean, both these players are so mechanically gifted, where they almost, like, go too fast for their, like, brain to process, and they're all of a sudden, it's just like, go, 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 go.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a second, I forgot something, and now I'm dead. And that seems to be the story of these two seeds. So whichever player really starts to lock in more on the mental than the mechanical, because they're so even on the mechanical, I really think has the potential to pull ahead on the seed. And we're going to see a 534 from Anko. Very low health, very low food situation. Has to craft Garrett's, I believe, still, but is going to be able to get to the spawner on very low health.
Such aggressive
Anko.
girls.
I mean, that's what I mean
mean,
here.
I'm glad he's not on
play.
a. I'm glad he hasn't lowered his render distance because he's blind on low health. Like, that's so scary.
That is incredibly scary. And Anko cannot make gold carrots here. Decided
Oh
to
my
trade everything
gosh!
else. Is
Don't
almost
die!
dead again. Has to eat normal carrots. I mean, Hax is behind right now, but Anko could very easily die. Very, very easily die in this situation. Carrots do not heal that fast. Something could clearly go wrong here. Hax already back in the nether. Potentially, is he going to find even better terrain to get back? Is going to know a lot more about the stable, so we'll have a lot less time to hesitate, and we'll be able to play it a little bit more consistently. But Anko clearly in the driver's seat. Really, all Anko has to do here is just not die, Parker. That's really the key to success here. Do not do anything that could cause you to die. At this point, hopefully he knows that he's so ahead because Hax still has not entered the fortress.
Yeah, like he's on high health now. He should be chilling. I mean, it can be a little bit weird if you're like doing all your blaze stuff in this sort of like terrain. Maybe you get a weird wither skeleton popping up out of nowhere, but he's now frozen. Oh no, and we're back. He's pre-crafted, 2 rods, maybe 3 rods now. Looks like 3. And I don't even know at this point. It's just watch Anko. Let's see how fast the seed's gonna be.
Yeah, I mean, this is a
Maybe
situation.
we have
I
something
mean,
weird happen and Hax can come back.
absolutely something can weird happen. I mean, here's the thing. The thing with having just these carrots, like, obviously, he's so ahead, right? He's so ahead that we know he's so ahead. He's clearly the favorite. But if Hax is able to get golden carrots, it's going to allow him to pearl more aggressively and potentially make up time in places where Anko can't. It could also be a situation where Hax or Anko potentially has to hunger reset, or something weird happens on the 0 and is maybe too slow to regenerate to go for a 0. And then that opens up a 3-minute time window where Hax can be back. So this is a situation where clearly Anko is in the lead, but it's not a situation like last seed where it's just so over entirely. This is a situation where, because how fast Triple the Gap is in the situation, because of how awkward Anko's had to play. I mean, he also missed a blaze cycle on the blaze bed. So this is something where there's another bit of time save there for Hax. It's not fully over yet. Hax can potentially do this. And if he does, wow, would that be a mental boost going into game 4.
100%. I mean, we'll probably see Hax try to play this fortress really aggressive at Soul Sand Valley. You can play for strays. I think the rates have been a little bit slow, but also the spawn rates haven't been crazy. Oh my gosh. Anko shooting the blaze to kill it a little bit faster. That's kind of hype. Probably going to reload it as he's purling.
Very nice. Crafts everything. Again, though, the situation, low food is not going to be really regenning here. Even eating the carrot lower, so it's not going to get full saturation up. Hax is still looking for potentially obsidian or trades. We remember the obby chest was in a weird spot. Has everything he needs, but again, no gold for golden carrots. Only has one,
Only one.
but has more food than Anko did at this point. I don't know how much it's going to matter, though, as Anko is now digging down.
Yeah, interesting. He's digging a 2x1 down as well. I mean, he has fire res, has pearls, maybe just doesn't have another fire res, a little bit scared. You don't really need the time save of digging a 1x1, so probably not thinking about it too hard, but it got a good
Yeah,
10 more
especially again,
blocks to
like,
go.
yeah, 10 more blocks or so. I mean, it's the
Oh, and
situation,
the
right? Like,
res,
you
yeah.
just see your opponent is still in the Bastion. So I think just playing it a little bit safer, really smart decision making. Hopefully, a pretty standard preemptive spike here for Anko, looking for anything that looks out of the ordinary. Potential big orange spike, nothing of the sort yet. Gonna hunger reset, smart play. Hacks just entering the fortress now. But if Anko does, I mean, he's not getting a spike, Parker. Nothing yet. Oh, and there it
Yeah,
is.
and yeah, it's probably just over here. Hax has lowered his render distance, so he is playing for strays, but we probably are seeing the portal room here. And Anko's going to be
Yep.
entering the end.
This is gonna be the end.
Let's see what the
Could be
0 is.
Could be something a little bit difficult. Weird overhang. Should be fine. Not going to require any extra pearl. Very standard front zero.
Oh, but he blows up the crystal. But he blows
Parker.
up the crystal curry.
I mean,
I don't
mean,
know if that's
I-
enough time. If it's a max perch, how far into the seed was Hax when he died? It must have been around 3 minutes.
Man, that's
And
that's
he's
the
playing
scriptwriter
2
moment right there.
spawners here, so maybe he's making up a little bit of time. He'll probably get the same stronghold.
I mean, he's only has 3 rods right now. It's gonna be tough. Assuming that Hax just hits or Anko just hits a perch. Oh, he's doing your favorite.
I
The
hate this.
fully
I hate
charged
this.
anchor.
I just
in ranked
fully
playoffs.
do not understand it. One day they're just gonna get an accidental double click on their mouse and they'll stop doing it forever and they'll come to the bandwagon of don't ever do that.
Yeah. I mean, I really like that they're all paying an homage to Feinberg, the king of potentially blowing themselves up early in a tournament on his own Twitch channel. I feel like that's really, really sweet of all the runners. Anko is going to potentially finally be getting the perch here. There it is. I mean, Hax has the rods, but again, Anko in the driver's seat here. Clean first 2 beds here. I mean, these runners have done this literally thousands of times. And that will be C2 going to Anko in a very weird back and forth through these first 3 seeds where Anko is up 2-1. Match point to Anko.
Yeah. But I mean, if you're Hax, like both Anko's wins, they've been 11-minute times. You know what Hax had? He had a 6-minute time.
That's
so
a
it's
great,
like,
I mean, that's a great point.
It's so weird, like mentally, because you know, like you've just got the faster seed. You know, almost twice as fast, mind you. But you just aren't winning the seeds.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like we kind of said, like each of these matches right now are just being decided by who dies first. Like that's really what's happening. So I want to see a match where both players are just going full force. We see another close game into the stronghold here. I mean, this would have been fairly close. I mean, Anko was ahead going into the Bastion, sure, but Hax had made up a lot of time. Potential was there. Just unfortunate death for Hax. I mean, just an unfortunate death in the Bastion for Hax, and Anko capitalizes for a very clean win. But before we go into the 4th match, I have been heard that, or I have been heard, that's not grammar at all. I have heard that we have a Fulham analysis segment for something going on in the seat. I'm very excited to see what Fulham caught that we didn't. So Fulham, why don't you take it away for us and let us see what's going on.
Okay, let us talk. Let us talk about this. It's something that we saw very early on. Obviously, this was the cause of Hacking Noise's death. As the commentators picked up, he was still on hard mode after this woodlight. So in reality, the entire seed fell down from the co-craft. Otherwise, we would have had a flint and steel to be able to light this portal. There's one small thing, though. Hacking Noises is a relatively new runner. And back when magma ravines were first being invented, being theorized, we used fence gates, we used doors, we used to bring a cow out into the ocean with us. I'm talking 2020, 2021. We all discovered that unfortunately, toggling to hard in this exact configuration does not improve your woodlight chance. Now, that is a very peculiar situation because of course we know in normal lava pools, toggling to hard increases the fire spread, but that's the only thing it affects. It affects fire spread only, not fire light when it lights the portal. Meaning, toggling to hard here not only hindered him because he died in the Bastion, but it also didn't help at all during the nether portal part. Now, he did also do something funky with the door, and I can't guarantee as to whether this may have maybe helped with the hard mode. I don't really know what this is. I don't think it did, because I don't still think that fire can actually spread anywhere in this portal. Henceforth, I don't think toggling to hard here was a play that should be made at all. Meaning that if he stayed on easy mode, even with the Woodlight debacle, maybe you wouldn't have seen a death. Maybe he would have been able to hit the 0 cycle. Maybe you would have been able to see a Hax win here. So, as far as I know, the Hax hard toggle was the misplay. More so than the Iron Hoecraft, even though one stemmed from the other. Now, I'm not going to take up any more of your time. It is 2-1 to Anko Boy. Can we see him finish this off, or will we see an insane comeback from Hax? I'm going to send you guys back to Curry and Rekrap.
Parker, we were just talking about that literally before Fulham brought it up. As soon as we were talking about it and we saw the Magma Ravine, we were like, I don't know if hard mode actually mattered here. Great analysis from Fulham, bringing that up. We really were back in the day at the Unction. I mean, you got into, when did you get into speedrunning, Parker? Like 2022-ish?
Yeah, like end of 2021, beginning 2022. I think maybe just fully 2022. I forget.
So do you remember? Did you ever make a fence skate portal? Was that a thing you ever tried to do? Was that
I never
something?
made a fence skate portal. You know, I love to
Listen.
hear this commentary because you guys got all the old tech. You got the history under your belt. I mean,
Oh,
I
yeah,
got
let
a
me
little
tell
bit of
you.
history. I came in like when preemptive was like being
Okay.
discovered.
That makes sense. Now, let me tell you, if you've never made a fence skate portal before, shout out Fyro, euphoric experience. It's really something there. Anyway, we're gonna be heading into match 4 shortly. 2-1, Anko versus Hax here. I mean, Parker, both of these runners incredibly talented. We mentioned it at the start. Like, both have placed 2nd and 3rd before in ranked playoffs. These players are amazing. Hax has placed podium the last 4 playoffs and is now in jeopardy of that. How do you go into this matchup as Hax? You were probably viewing yourself as someone who can make podium again here. How do you just remember like what you've done to get to this point and lock in for these next 2 seeds from his perspective?
I think part of it is realizing like it was only like one mistake that kind of snowballed on that last seed. I mean, crafting the iron hoe, then you don't have iron, so then you got a woodlight, then you toggle the hard mode, and that's why you die in the seed, and then it's just over. And so it's just a matter of like, you just got to iron out those tiny little mistakes. Yes, you need the speed, but you also need the consistency and the good decision making. And I think they're both in a prime position to win this seed. I mean, if Anko wins it, it's over though. You know, it's unfortunate that one of these players is going to be going home very soon.
I mean, that's the thing. And we've talked about it. We definitely talked about it a lot last weekend, that this season of ranked playoffs is absolutely just loaded. I mean, this is unbelievable. The fact that this is a quarterfinals matchup, not even semifinals yet, is unbelievable. And Anko, after taking a season off to focus on school and real life, is back in the driver's seat against one of the best players in the world. You have to be feeling amazing on the side of Anko Boy if you're an Anko fan right now.
And if I'm not mistaken, wasn't Hax in a similar situation? Didn't play a ton this last season also because of school?
No, I believe Hax, I was a little bit just kind of a little bit more tired of ranked, want to do a little bit of other stuff. Obviously, Hax I really respect because he has a very good mindset of like, he's kind of like me, goes to bed at like 5 p.m., shows up, locks it. You're also a 5 p.m. bed guy. I didn't know, we kind of had that vibe. Very, very serious. Both these players just, I'm really excited to be seeing both of them be playing so well so far. I mean, we've seen some unbelievable pace. Hopefully we cut down a little bit on the deaths here going into seeds 4 and 5. And I want to see a close matchup. Whoever wins, I'll be happy for. Let's see a close matchup. And Parker, it's going to be Ruin Portal.
Portal.
Listen, I'm going to take a big swing here. I don't need to think there's a lot of analysis that needs to go into this. You got a 623 on the last Ruin Portal seed. I think it's a pretty good pick from Hax to do that again. I think that's a good pick.
Yeah, I think it's a good pick too. I mean, I don't know if we're going to get as lucky and get another beautiful Ruin Portal seed, but I mean, that's what I'm hoping for. Again, I want to see another one like that, and I want Anko to take the lead on this and be really close going into the end. I want to see another 6-minute time. That would be actually insane if we got another 6-minute time.
Yeah, I mean, even a sub 8 would be just absurd. Like these times where we see, we kind of take for granted at this point. These runners are so good. I know I'm not whipping out a sub 8 anytime soon. I mean, these guys are just absolutely unbelievable. I want to see what's going on in this ruin portal seed. I want to see again. Quick reminder, there's like the 2 different pseudo ruin portal types. Is it going to be a situation where like, oh, maybe this one's going to be the slower ruin portal compared to last one was the fast ruin portal? Like, do you have to kind of meta game? Like, they're not going to give us 2 crazy ruin portal seeds in a row, would they? Let's see. It is
Maybe. I mean, this looks good.
This looks pretty good. Where's the chest? No food.
We get another crazy run. Well, I guess we don't have the food here.
We
So
don't
it's
have the
not
food, so we have to
as
spend
crazy.
a little bit of time, but there's animals everywhere, Parker, and we are still going to have a thing. Hax is crafted on the magma block, not recommended, but is going to have gold also to make a potential gold pickaxe, gold shovel if he wants to. Not going to make either. Going to mine the gold block actually as well. Now is going to have entering with 16 gold here and going to kill some sheep for food. Very nice. A little bit ahead of Anko here, just on the early game micro.
Yeah, and so now it's a question of how many sheep do you kill? We get 6 from the first 3, I think. And then
3 or 4, 8 here
That's
for Hax.
plenty of food. It's gonna be slightly slower than the 30-second enter that we saw, but still sub minute Curry. And if you spawn on the Bastion, it's gonna be insane. Spawn on a fortress.
Oh, well, how about we spawn on the fortress? I guess. I mean, that's good enough for them. Gonna go this way, has some blocks to bridge. Anko, not too many. Hax is in a situation here where he does have significantly more blocks than Anko. Is gonna potentially matter, not maybe now because Anko still has 30 wood, but if there's another situation where we need to potentially bridge a bit more, Anko is gonna smartly use a gold pickaxe though, pre-crafted already. And I found the Bastion. I don't know how I didn't see this. I guess I thought I just blended in with the fortress. The Bastion's right here.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like that gold pickaxe play, it could matter, especially in a Bastion like Treasure where you have to mine so many blocks. Hax is found some better terrain. Don't die, please. We don't want to see deaths this seed.
No death. I mean,
and I think Hax is gonna be slightly ahead. I don't know if he pre-crafted a gold pickaxe as well.
It did not pre-craft a gold pick, so doesn't have that yet. I think the thing here that I think is going to be really interesting is Treasure sometimes can be very, very slow if you have to deal with the bottom or you don't know where the fortress is or anything. But in a situation like this, where you've seen the fortress, and not only have you seen the fortress, but you can craft gold pickaxes to go faster, you already have gold that you can trade more with, so it's more likely you'll get 20 obsidian without having to go to the bottom. Treasure can be very, very quick in a situation like this.
Yeah, I mean, that's what the world record is. Don't sleep on Treasure. I think we're going to see another sub 4 fort here. For sure.
Absolutely. I mean, this is really fast from both the runners. Assuming we get obsidian in these chests, which we always do, but assuming we get enough obsidian in these chests, both runners could be very quick into this fortress. We've seen everything. I'm actually quite interested on the fact that neither runner did make a gold pickaxe to help mine the blocks in the treasure. I don't know if that's something that's consistent with all top runners right now, but I think that's something that probably both of us were maybe expecting. But maybe it's a situation where I know it saves some time mining the blocks, but maybe everyone is just prioritizing, let's just try and get 20 obsidian from the top as much as we can without having to go to the bottom.
Yeah, I think the only case where it would happen is if, like Anko, you pre-crafted the gold pick and then you just happen to have it. Because I think once you see that it's treasure, you don't want to be forcing the gold pick. Because you do just lose 3 gold, and that can matter. Looks like Hax getting all the trades, only 15 obby. So I don't know, did he get all the backup blocks, or is he just going straight down?
Both players almost voting the exact same time. Hax is gonna home portal. Hax is gonna home portal,
and Anko's playing home portal.
Boy. I don't know. Well, I don't know if Anko has 20, but assuming both players are in a very similar situation, this is a 330 fortress. They're gonna home portal. I think this is a solid play. I mean, it's ruined portal on the surface. Like, it's not like you're in a magma ravine or anything. I like the home portal here. It's just a very interesting situation where I think it's the right play here, Parker, but I don't think it was something that we were expecting because it's so rare. How many wither skeletons are on Anko's screen right now? 15?
Oh my gosh, he's got the army.
Oh my god. Unbelievable. And we can see here, Anko is pearl hung, I believe, to the portal. I would imagine that's why his render is so low right now.
Yeah.
That he pearl hung, or not to the spawner, excuse me, to the home portal. And now he's in a situation where, because he didn't see the spawner, finds it now, is in a little bit worse of a situation. I mean, Hax already has 5 rods.
Yeah, and that pearl hang decision is really interesting because I don't think Hax pearl hung, and so maybe he's just confident in just pearling back to it because it was really close. Anko saves a little bit of time, but like you were saying, if you pearl hang, you don't get the same visibility that Hax did, and so maybe you find the spawner a little bit slower, and maybe that's the deciding factor of the match.
Absolutely. I
Also,
mean, it's
the
going to be a
pearl
situation.
count, Enko is only on 14, I believe.
Oh my God, you're right.
Hax says like 20
19.
or 19.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
that's
that's
huge.
a
So
great
Hax has
point.
a huge advantage from not pearling as aggressively. Maybe there was a missed pearl trade. Enko did craft the gold pick, so
Yeah.
that could have been the difference.
It absolutely could have been that. I think what it really was, though, is just he was pearling so aggressively like we saw. I mean, maybe just didn't
Always.
notice the pearl count. I mean, it was just something so interesting there where, I mean, we're pearling on such low render, so we're not getting any distance, and we're trying to just find any semblance of a blaze spawner. And now we're in a situation where the rates have really slowed down for Hacks, so it's going to take some time here for Enko to catch up. Even though it looks like he's caught up a bit and is on 4 rods, it's going to be a situation where it's going to take a while. And I think Hacks is deciding, I only have 6 rods. I'm just going to bank on one not breaking. And worst case, if one does, my portal's on the fortress. Like,
yeah,
it can't take that long. I'm not going to wait for another cycle. So I like this play. It's only like a 20% chance the eye breaks here. So playing for it. Oh, no, he does have 2 rods. Never mind. He does have 7. Excuse me.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't even matter.
I like it. This is really nice too. Being a rune portal seed like makes the home portal way better. You're not having to deal with any crazy magma ravine stuff. So that's another incentive to just do home portal.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're out here. Obviously, it's going to be a far stronghold because it is home portal here. But Enko caught up a lot of time. I'm not sure how many rods Enko has. Has 6. Decided to make the 6 play. So that actually saved him a lot of time and is only going to be about 20 seconds behind. But look at the food situation, Parker. There's nothing for Enko. And Hax has 3 mutton still.
Yeah, this is looking really bad for Enko. It's 1900 blocks, so it is far. Hax has the ability to pearl. Hax has the ability to heal. Enko has neither of those. Has to save 2 pearls if he wants to have a chance at zeroing. It's just, it's looking really bad for Enko right here.
Yeah, I mean, Hax is going to basically be at cords in a second off of this pearl here, and Enko is going to take quite a while. What a speed bridge from Hax with soul speed. Going to be at cords now. Beautiful portal, and Hax is going to be in sub 7 in the stronghold. This has a chance at sub 8. Enko decides to pearl, is very low, playing to try and pick up place here. I mean, listen, I love the play from Enko, but I think it's just going to be too little too late.
I think it's probably too little too late, but I do like the play there. I mean, wait, is he building to different chords? Oh, he's just a little bit confused.
A little bit confused.
Bridging right next to the land that's right there. And Hax, meanwhile,
in the end,
this
has everything he needs. I mean, this is not an easy 0.
And not a ton of explosives. I think
this is a 5-bed explosive. He's going to go for it. No 4-bed, 1 anchor is a pretty nice setup. I prefer that over 3-bed, 2 anchor personally. Has 2 chances to do crossbow if he wants to, but crossbow isn't loaded, so not going to be able to. Charges up now, not able to get it off. Is going to be loaded now. Great damage. This should be enough on the anchor. And a phenomenal 0 cycle for Hax to take us to a game 5 in our first matchup of the day. What a performance. Sub 8 on both Ruin Portal Seeds. Unbelievable. And even though Enko's in the stronghold now, I don't even think it would have been enough. He has more explosives, but just only having 1 pearl here was just so difficult. And we saw throughout the seed not having the pearls, pearling aggressively, pearl hanging back to spawner, or pearl hanging back, excuse me, to home portal for Enko seemed to cause a lot of problems where Hax is able to take the lead commandingly. I mean, look at these splits, Parker. Enter slower, but ended up building up to a 45-second lead by the end of it.
And I think it was mainly just that pearl situation, right?
Absolutely. I mean, the pearl and the food, because of the pearls, Enko ate all of the food. So
yeah, and I think he got less food to begin with too.
I think as well.
Had 8 going into the overworld. Enko entered faster. I'm pretty sure he had like it was down 1 or 2 mutton.
Yeah, I mean, just unbelievable performance from Hax there. Really great management of everything. Another unbelievable Ruin Portal Seed from both of these runners. And there's not going to be no Fulham analysis this time. We're going to be heading into a match 5 very soon, Parker. What is your final prediction for this matchup? Who is going to take the series, head to the semifinals starting tomorrow? What are you thinking about here?
I don't know. I like the Hax or the speed that Hax is playing at, but I just don't know if he has the same consistent. I'll say Hax. I'll say Hax.
You'll say Hax here? I believe I have Hax in my personal bracket as well. But personally, I really love the Ankle Boy story of didn't play last season, got back, got better, improved on a lot of areas, improved on mental, improved on mechanics, and is in the situation to take the matchup. Two of the best runners we have to offer, given everything they got in the quarterfinals here. I don't know about you, Parker. I want to see the C-type. I want to know what we're dealing with.
Yes,
Can we
yes.
see? What if we see like a desert temple or something? It could be something just crazy here.
Another Shipwreck. Not a ton of variance this match. We got Village, Rune Portal, Shipwreck, Rune Portal, Shipwreck. Like, I don't know. I mean, Anko won the last one, so we'll see if he keeps that advantage here. Maybe Hax does another Mistcraft.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. So this Shipwreck seed, that was the one where Hax wasn't able to figure out, or where Hax crafted a hoe and had to woodlay. So it was a seed where Anko won, but it was a seed where Hax was so behind throughout. And it seems like it's something with Shipwreck. Like, the main thing you really need to make sure of in the overworld, like on these seed types, is just where are we entering, how fast are we finding the Shipwreck, and how well are we utilizing these materials. I think both of these players utilize the materials very well. I think both of the players were able to find the Shipwreck quickly, and both of them found enters. The problem was Hax just miscrafted, and especially when Anko like didn't take as great terrain to the Bastion on the last seed, or on the last Shipwreck seed, I should say. I think that's something where Hax maybe is thinking, I should have won that seed. Let's run it back and let's see what we can do here.
Yeah, that's a phenomenal point. I kind of want to see a low resource Shipwreck here. I mean, obviously the last one, that's like, we've been getting some really good chests just in these seeds in general. Like the last Shipwreck seed was maybe like the best, like the highest quality Shipwreck that you can offer. I think they had multiple types of food. They had the TNT, they had the iron. I want to see just like only rotten flesh here, low iron count. How are you going to deal with that? And let's see.
Absolutely. I love seeing the message in the chat showing who you're rooting for. This is going to be a great match 5. Immediate Shipwreck spike for Hax. Sees it. Full boat. Less wood this time. Doesn't matter. Their island has trees. Very standard. Main thing here, I'm not seeing any kelp, Parker. Potential to maybe find something weird in this overworld. And that's not an insane amount of food. 8 bread could be a saturation stew, but something where we talk about the food situation of last seed, something to worry about in this seed as well.
Yeah, I mean, it could be, like, it just depends. Like, obviously, I like the iron count, though. You're going to be able to make shears. I believe I saw kelp off in the distance, but it looks like Hax grabbed one less stew than Anko did. Not sure if that was intentional, but it could matter. I think it's definitely the play to grab the extra food. The only argument against it is just, like, a cleaner inventory, but I think just food is by far more important.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is great. Both players grabbing shears. But Hax seems to be grabbing a lot of blocks here compared to Anko. I actually really want to point that out because, like, I mean, Anko grabs a lot of leaves here. Like, 53 is, I think, a lot for really anyone doing this. But Hax has, like, a stack and a half at least. So, I don't know. That could be something where if it's a really bad nether, it could be something that matters. But even with grabbing more stuff, I mean, Hax is just taking a 10-second lead or so, and they're both at the center.
Yeah, I think he just exited the island a better direction. You know, maybe had a slightly more information than Anko did, but is going to be entering here substantially faster.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really clean way of... Oh, actually, Hax has kind of messed up this portal a little bit. Anko could potentially make up some time here. A little bit awkward here. Anko also messing up the portal.
Also messes it up, though.
So even though that was a potential way for Anko to save a little bit of time here, is going to be entering still slower. Cleaner on this rebuild, though. And the Bastion's right there. And we finally see a bridge in the first match of the day.
Yeah, so this Bastion, like, you will need a couple more blocks, maybe than, like, a housing, but both have overkill on the blocks, so that's not really going to matter.
Yeah, and look at this terrain that Anko took so much better terrain and is at the chalice, like, only 5 seconds behind now. And there's not even, like, Parker, this is the thing. There's not even really terrain to take here. Like, the Bastion's 5 feet from the portal. So the fact that Anko just made up like 10 seconds and 20 blocks is incredibly impressive.
Yeah, 100%. I think it looks like left side triple. So we're probably just going to be seeing DK from both these runners. Oh, Hoglin. Careful.
Oh my god,
Oh, Hax. And Anko's dead.
Anko's in lava.
Anko's dead again.
Anko's in lava.
That's so bad.
It's a disaster.
Hoglin difficulties. I mean, Hax isn't safe yet. Got a couple pigs chasing him.
Oh, we're doing the funky bridge route here for Hax.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in a situation now. I love this route too.
It's solid. It's so cool.
Exactly. This is like the beef salad route. That's right. This is the beef hole. Like I don't know what it technically is, but I like it being the beef hole. Yeah, like I don't know.
That's a
But
good name.
I mean, this is a tough situation now for Anko Boy. Obviously, incredibly behind. You know, there's not like a way to like make up a lot of time here on terrain or anything. You spawn practically on the Bastion. I mean, like
and it's
I don't
your
know
tournament
what
life on
your
the line.
yeah, like I mean, your tournament lives in life. This is game 5. I mean, this fortress looks potentially a little bit weird. Hax is find the angle or finally find the direction now. Doesn't see it. Oh, maybe does see it. Has an exact angle he wants to pearl. And I mean, Parker, this is looking tough for Anko. I'm gonna be honest. But Hax has died. I mean, Hax has died twice, right? So
Yeah, we've seen a
anything
lot of
can happen.
deaths this matchup.
Anything can
For
happen
sure.
here. Hax is out. Anko is gonna be entering again soon.
Oh,
Hax
but misses
early
the
and
terrain.
aggressively.
Oh, just
Wow.
hit some lucky terrain instead of the lava. Meanwhile,
Crazy
Anko
script writer.
redoing the portal. Probably going to be hopefully making this portal correctly first time. Nice work, but Hax is just in the fort at a spawner nonetheless.
I mean,
Flat.
Parker, this is a 4. Yeah, this is a 4
Yeah.
flat 4. I mean, Hax is playing out of his mind. I mean, I know it's definitely a tough situation because Anko died, but Hax is playing this incredibly well. Even if Anko hadn't died, I mean, was ahead, playing very strongly right now. And we could see Hax close this out potentially with a sub 8 if nothing goes wrong. And Anko, a second chance in the Bridge Bastion. How are we going to make up time?
Don't die to the Hoglin again. Still has another Hoglin at his chalice. We got Hax. Love to see the gold pick use on the spawner. Can do things a little bit faster. Gives you more time to pre-craft. Not that he needs a ton of time to pre-craft. But he's going to be first portal. Not quite first portaling yet. But it's going to be basically a 5 flat first portal.
Yeah, I mean, this is absolutely sub 8 pace still. Again, Anko struggling with these Hoglins on the bridge. It is a little bit annoying. Like, so when you spawn really close to a Bastion like this, a lot of the mobs in the Bastion have like a preset spot they want to spawn. So sometimes if you have to run a little bit, the mobs can kind of like move around and be in like less annoying places. And Anko's dead.
Oh, no.
The whole
so
bridge
bad.
is just burned. The whole
That's
bridge
so
of leaves
bad.
is just entirely burned.
And I'm surprised
And
it was
after-
burned because he did the safe, like, place a leaf, break a leaf play. I didn't think it was
It's
gonna have
just one of
issues.
those situations that's just so unfortunate and is just like a very unlikely thing with leaves, but something you always just have to be aware of. And it's just one of those things in that situation where it's just a tough day at the speedrun offices, tough day on the rank client for Anko Boy.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, I mean, if you're Hax, right? You haven't seen Anko enter the fort yet. You're going to be heading to the stronghold momentarily. Like, I mean, do you even go for the 0 at this point if you're Hax? Do you just try and play it safe here?
I mean, I think he probably goes for the 0. It just depends what the 0 is. Like, if it's a tricky one, probably going to bail out. But if it's an easy front tower, you can push like a 99. I think he has a bow. It's not like he's on 5 explosives or anything. I think he'll probably go for the 0. But I mean, maybe not. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see here. I mean, he's heading to Quartz. Anko going to try again. Lap 3. Hax is going to be looking for the dig down spot. Decides to just dig down exactly on Quartz. Going to be heading down. Gold pick here. Working incredibly well. This is going to be a sub 7 stronghold. And again, we could see Hax have 3 sub 8s in one matchup. And he's starting to do the thing he did last week, Parker.
Yeah.
He's doing the camera shake. He might realize that this is his ticket to the semifinals tomorrow. And there's
and here's the portal room. I mean, I love to see the camera shakes. I mean, at the end of the day, we're playing a video game. We're here for entertainment. We're here to watch. And I think he's having fun.
Absolutely. Hax has shown that he's ready to have fun this week. Looking very simple 0 cycle here. Should be very standard. Probably not going to push to 99 here. Probably just going to stick and go to 95 here. Would be a little bit tight. Yeah, going to go to 95 here. As long as the dragon doesn't fly, which it could fly at 95. Very unlikely. This will be complete wraps. And Hax can close this out with a 0 for the third sub 10, or third sub 8, excuse me. It went to a game 5, but every seed Hax won was unbelievably dominant. And he's shown throughout this matchup that going into tomorrow, he is going to be an absolute force.
Yeah, I mean, if he can just iron out those deaths. Oh my gosh, in F5. Hi, Hax. Hi.
Hello, Hax.
If he can iron out those deaths and those simple mistakes, he's playing really fast, Curry. Another sub
He
8.
is playing incredibly well. Another sub 8, a really, really tough way to go out for Enko, but I want to be
Yeah,
really clear.
100%.
An unbelievable performance to push someone like Hax to a game 5. Played incredibly well. And I mean, look at these splits from Hax again. Really clean. I mean, look at this. An 18-second stronghold split. Like, are we joking? Like, that is just unbelievable.
That is ridiculous.
Really, really great stuff. Grade 0. Great way to close it out here. And really, really nice for Hax. And we'll take it to semifinals here.
Yeah, I mean, our next matchup I'm also excited for. Retro versus Duke. Do you know if we have any intermission thingies?
We definitely have some cool
Interviews?
stuff. I'm sure we potentially might have an interview as well with potentially hacking noises. We'll have to see. We'll have to take a
Beautiful.
look in a second here. We might need to stall just a tad, which, listen, we can be professional yappers. We might not be Feinberg and nerdy level of yapping, but we can yap. We can figure out a way here. We'll have to see. We'll let Hacks figure some stuff out. We'll let everyone calm down, and then we'll figure out some stuff. I really want to talk about this matchup, though, because it was just so interesting, right? Like, we've seen a lot of these matchups, especially last weekend, where it was just a game 5 set, but it was so back and forth on every seed. This was a game 5 set, but it was so one-sided, I feel like, almost every single seed. And it was just dependent on these players go so fast where it really came down to who's dying, who's not.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, that's not something you want to be seeing at this level of gameplay. You don't want to be seeing deaths, but obviously we had a lot here. So maybe whoever's playing Hacks tomorrow is like, he had a lot of deaths the other day, but there's also the line of, I mean, he got a low 6 Curry.
Yeah,
Still
I mean,
very scary.
that's the thing that's going to stand out to me from this match. The fact that Hacks had like entered the fort at what, like 240, like something just absolutely Looney Tunes. And Enko on that C2 was like close to entering at like 3 minutes or something. Like just an absolutely bananas seed that was just unbelievable to watch. Hacks incredibly well. We have to think about like if he had a bucket to portal break, that could have been the sub 6, which is just crazy.
Yeah.
And just unbelievable. So we do have an interview with the man himself, Hacking Noises. We're going to drag him in here in just a second here. Very excited. Hacks, congratulations on a very, very back and forth best of 5 matchup. What are your initial thoughts after that set?
Dude, I was scared. I was scared. After the, I don't know, I was feeling myself to some extent, but not like last weekend, I think. I think I was definitely like less locked in comparative to that. But like, I don't know, like the first seed death, like I was completely fine after that, but the Ho, like Mistcraft, definitely got it a bit in my head. Because it's like, it was one of those seeds where I ran back and I reset. Like in hindsight, the reason why I reset was because I thought I didn't craft my gold blocks. And I would have to like kill all the piglins for my gold blocks. But I realized that I didn't, or I did craft my gold blocks, so I shouldn't have reset. And it's like one of those seeds where it's like, if I ran back normally and I cranked the end game or like post the Bastion, like maybe even with the death I could still win. Because Onko like took a while, I feel like. Like obviously, I don't know. It's so I'm gonna be honest, this sounds so dumb, but I feel like it's more nerve-wracking when you're ahead and you know they've died than when it's super close for me.
Yeah.
Really?
It's like I like that thought because it's like, oh my god, like you make the mistake, like everyone's gonna remember like you messing up when you're ahead by like 3 minutes. I totally get that. Oh,
no,
man.
I think it's also just like the historical context. Like I played Onko Boy in season 4 and I lost to choking twice when I was ahead. So it's like that definitely was in like the back of my mind. I was a bit worried about that, but I don't know. These scenes are fun. Like my favorite moment of this match that I loved was well, it was a mistake. I threw out a wool in the Bastion in seed 4, like a white wool. So I didn't have like that spare wool, and then I had 47 string at the spawner, and I was I thought I kept the wool, and that got in my head a bit, but then I realized that there were so many sheep at the spawn that I could just go and kill one, and I did that for my 4th bed, and I was so proud of that play. Like that was definitely my favorite play of the day.
That was awesome. That was great. I mean, you played this seed very, very like you had the 3 seeds that you won were all sub 8. Talk me through what's going through your mind. It had to have been what, the 2nd seed where you get a 623. Like do you play any differently in a playoff setting where you're like, wait a second, I'm in the fort at 240? Like what's going through your head in that situation?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't look at the timer. Like I looked at the timer when I was digging down. I was like, damn, like this is probably the fastest dig down ever. And I'm assuming it is. It was like 440 or something.
It
I
was
don't really look at the
ridiculous. Yeah.
timer. Yeah, it was so fast. But like, I don't know. I just don't think about it because it doesn't really matter. Like the only thing I'm upset about is it would have been Aura if I got the sub 7 on the last seed against Feinberg last weekend and then got it on this seed. So it's like I had 2 sub 7s in two playoff matches, but it's fine. Like I don't know. The average is crazy. Like all I'll say is if I was Boy, I would be launching an investigation into who's giving these seeds out. Because why are they like the most? Why do they suit my playstyle so well? Like there's so many here.
Yeah, I mean, we saw some crazy seeds today. I mean, listen, you capitalized on the ones you needed to. You played amazing, but I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, Hacks. Your road is not getting any easier because you're gonna play the winner of Loki versus Silver. Do you have any thoughts on that matchup? What's kind of going through your head to prepare for tomorrow?
I mean, I don't know. It's always a scary matchup because I feel like Loki is probably the runner I respect the most. Like last season, I think that definitely got in my head so much. Like I got swept 3-0 by Loki last season, and it's just like all the mistakes I made were just awareness. Like I feel like it wasn't even like mechanical stuff, but when I watch Loki's gameplay, he is just like mechanical perfection embodied. Like it's so unbelievably impressive watching him, and I think I respect his playstyle so much. I respect like the psycho mindset, go as fast as possible. But I think like I don't know. I'm expecting Loki, but I could see Silver. But I think I just want to like go into the next match and not worry about any of that because like anything can happen. Like Aquacord pushed Loki to game 5, and it's like
Yeah.
one of the seeds Aquacord won was just like Loki getting caved. So it's like this game is just weird. This game is silly. I don't know. It's just like I respect Loki so much, but I probably shouldn't respect him too much during my match. But also, who knows? Silver is so good. Like Silver's probably like the person I'm like second or third scared of most. But I don't know. It's like I feel like I don't mean this in like a toxic way, but it's like mechanics gaff shush emoji. Like I don't know. That's all I'll say.
I mean, listen,
fair.
it's gonna be a crazy matchup. I think that's the third match of the day, so no one's gonna want to miss that. Hacks, congratulations on making it to, I believe, your 5th semifinals in a row. You have a chance to be on the podium for the 5th time in a row. Wishing you the best of luck. Congratulations on the win today. Soak it in, enjoy it, and we'll see you again tomorrow.
Thank you.
Again, congrats. That was awesome.
Amazing stuff from Hacks there. Thank you all so much for watching this game, but don't go anywhere because we have so much cool stuff going on. I don't even know. Oh, I do know what matchup is next, Parker. We're not going anywhere. We're staying for one more game, and then Feinberg and Nerdy will take us over for games 3 and 4. But we have an unbelievable matchup for you in this next one. We have Dugile. Playing against Retropog. Dugile, one of the best players in the world. Retropog took out one of the best players in the world in their first game last weekend. What is your thought going into that matchup for like maybe let's hear it. Let's give it a little teaser. Parker, I think you can recognize like maybe being that underdog, especially from your experience in LCQ. How do you kind of approach that matchup if you're Retropog? I know you also talked about it in your video talking about LCQ, but for people who might have missed that or talking about playoffs now, how does it compare when you're going against one of the best players in the world in Dugile?
I mean, I think there's the line of, hey, I just beat Infium. I just beat the #1 seed. So, like, there's got to be a lot of confidence there, but you can't be... There's always, like, a balance of, like, believing in yourself and also not putting too much expectations on yourself. I remember I was talking, like, with Danny and DMs and HBG, where it's, like, it's a good line to be like, hey... I need to be loose. Don't put expectations on myself. You know, maybe I don't win here. That's okay. But you don't want to go too far because obviously you still want to win, but you got to find that sweet spot where you can really enter a state of flow in your gameplay. And it's all about the gameplay and not like thinking about you're winning or not. You're thinking about what you're doing in the moment. And so I mean, Retro obviously won last week, but Dug, he 3-0'd. You know, he's had a clean record so far, and so that's definitely going to be scary on top of the fact that he just is Dugile.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. That's a great teaser going into the next matchup. But before we go into that, we're going to head to an intermission. And in that intermission, have you ever wanted to know more about a treasure bastion? Because
I have.
let me tell you, we have a beautiful video for you during this intermission from none other than Parker. This is the first time we get to say this. Ranked hosts tomorrow beef salad will be showing
let's
us
go.
a little bit about the treasure bastion. We haven't talked about this a little bit today. Well, I'm sure we'll talk about it more tomorrow. We will be having Fulham and Beef Salad in person hosting the ranked playoffs for the entire day. I'm very excited about that. Huge, huge shout out to Beef Salad for making it happen, to Fulham for making it happen, and for Tubbo giving us his beautiful office to let us do this in. So that's going to be super exciting. We'll talk more about that throughout the day, throughout tomorrow. But why don't we get to know Beef Salad a little bit more throughout this Treasure Bastion experience that we're going to watch during this intermission? Shout out Beef Salad. Let's see what he has to say about a Treasure Bastion. We'll see you all very soon.
Hi, I'm Beef Salad, and I'm going to tell you about the Treasure Bastion. So Treasure is easily the most recognizable bastion, largely thanks to the giant cube, but also the lava basin in the middle and the ramparts containing the chests are also fairly distinct from anything you see in the other three bastions. There's really only one main route in Treasure. It's not like Housing or Stables where you might see different players start from completely different parts of the bastion. In Treasure, you're always trying to start from these two gold blocks so that you can break them and bring the pigs up the stairs, connecting the two ramparts, and then trading here while you mine the rest of the gold in these walls, and then go down and get the chests and go back to your trades. Before connecting the two ramparts, players will mine a block here to prevent the piglins from getting stuck. In the original version of Boomer Routes, you mine this one, but recently players have been choosing to mine this one instead, placing a block here, so that the pigs go up the other way, and you have less pigs to deal with when you're connecting the two ramparts together. This is called Safe Boomer. Alternatively, you might see runners go here and dig through to start trades on the left side. This is called T-Wax route. It really doesn't matter which variation you do, they're all pretty much the same. In terms of the generation of the bastion, there's not much variance. The layout is always the same, but there are a few small differences. Each of these gold blocks at the top have only about a 50% chance of generating, and Blackstone that you see in this bastion has a chance of just not being there. Usually these don't matter, but occasionally it can mean the players have to react quickly to blocks being missing near the trading hall, and if this block is missing, it matters quite a lot because the pigs can wander up here and be quite dangerous when you need to get the gold. When the trades are done, if the players still don't have enough pearls or obsidian or string, you'll often see them vote down here and go to bottom treasure to get more. Usually they'll just find the gold and probably get the chest, which most of the time doesn't have anything, but getting gold blocks from here is faster than mining them, and diamond swords can be useful, especially if they have looting. You'll also sometimes see them check the outer chests by looking at the lanterns, or usually the only one that you would see is when players are entering the bastion. They'll check for one here. To find the fortress, we normally use a technique called Pidar, where we cross chunk borders to detect the presence of a spawner. But since Treasure has a magma cube spawner at the bottom, we can't use Pidar, unless we go down and break the spawner, which if you're already going down here, it's quite easy to do so. But if you're at the top with all of your trades already, and you can leave the bastion, then it's quite a significant time loss to go down and break the spawner and then Pidar. Instead, you'll often see runners choosing a direction to commit to. The way they do so is using their knowledge of the regions where structures can generate in the map. Each quadrant surrounding the origin generates only one structure, either a fortress or a bastion. And since we're in a bastion, we know that there can't be a fortress in the same quadrant as us. So we'd have to either go positive X or negative Z. Since there's still more than one direction the fortress could be, you'll often see runners choosing different directions to each other on the same seed. This can lead to a massive opportunity for one person to catch up or fall behind. That's all I have to say. Please enjoy the beautiful speedruns.
Welcome back, everyone. We just had an absolutely amazing 5-match set between Anko and Hax. And now, Parker, we're getting ready for a matchup between Dugile and Retropog. Who, going into this matchup, are you, like, more excited storyline-wise? I mean, Dugile, coming off an amazing playoffs last season, versus Retro, a big underdog story. Which kind of do you gravitate more yourself?
I mean, I'm a sucker for the underdog. I want to see a Retro. Well, I mean, as much as I like Dugile, I just want to see a close match at the end of the day. But like, I'm a sucker for the underdog stories. You know, I'm always going to be rooting for the underdog.
I mean, that's a great point. And guess what, Parker? Do you want to know more about your underdog? Because we can absolutely do that right now. We have a wonderful interview. Thank you to Retropog. Gave us an interview. I'd love to show you all that right now. Let's get to know Retropog a little bit better before their matchup with Dugile.
What's up, I'm Retropog, and I'm a 17-year-old Minecraft speedrunner from Australia. I've been speedrunning Minecraft since July 2020, and I have been playing consistently ever since then. I first started playing casual Minecraft in 2019 with school friends, but before then I had like no experience with gaming on a PC. I did play a few mobile games, mostly like the Asphalt games, so I wasn't totally brand new to gaming, but I quickly stumbled upon Hypixel and I played a bit of that for a few months. One day I got recommended a video by Zyphon about the fake sub 20 world record by Drem. I watched that and thought that it was played so badly and made me think that sub 20 was easy, so that's when I really got into speedrunning. Winning the Infium match was really quite surreal. I went into the matches playing pretty well, but I knew that I would have to try and gain as much time in making different plays, hoping that I would just end up being faster. Rewatching it, I think that match is absolute cinema, and I thank the scriptwriters so much. Doog is probably one of the most scary opponents in the bracket. Like, Doog is extremely consistent and he has come first in playoffs once and second twice. I'm honestly just trying to be optimistic by saying that it's about being confident that you can gap your opponent sometimes, because if you can do it sometimes, that's better than never, right? But on the other hand, my record against Dugile last season wasn't as bad as it was against Infium, and at the time I'm recording this season I am positive against him. My main goal here is to try and make Dugile unsure of my performance. Like, I don't want to be seen playing ranked and losing to him in the week leading up to the match. I think one of my biggest strengths is that on some seeds, I just see an absurd line and I just win by a lot. Like what happened in seed 5 of my round of 16 match, I just gapped Infium by like over a minute. And I think other runners watching that might get scared of me for my aura. But that can also go the other way. Like my biggest weakness is that on the other seeds where I'm not cranking, I lose time to mechanics or poor decision making. And then the runners are like just confused whether I'm good or not. I also do tilt queue a lot or queue without warm up. So I think I cook my stats a bit by doing that. But also I think I'm pretty well versed with tournaments. So as long as I'm not falling asleep in my chair, I feel pretty confident that I can play at my peak. Okay, well this isn't totally about me, but in my ranked PV, I was playing Feinberg, and he killed the dragon, and he would have gotten sub 7, but I got a faster sub 7. I really wanted him to upload it so I could get aura, but it's okay, I think.
That was a phenomenal interview. Thank you so much, Retropog, for giving us that. Parker, anything stand out to you there in that interview? I think he said a lot of things. I really like that he showed a lot of his personality there. Learn anything new about our underdog here?
Yeah, he seems very aware of himself and like what his strengths and weaknesses are. I like that he was saying like he wants people to be unsure of him as a play style. And he also mentioned that like sometimes he doesn't play without warming up, so maybe it cooks his stats a little bit. I think these interviews are really good to just add dimension to players to understand them, and I think that's really big for these tournaments.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking at my second monitor right now because I'm just curious, like, what is the time in Australia right now? Australia time. It is currently 2:38 in the morning in Australia right now. So that is really lovely. That's really lovely.
Australian debuff.
That's the time that Retro is currently at right now. And I mean, listen, I always really respect the Australian and Oceanic region players playing in this playoffs. And to an extent, Hax as well, like had dealt with that when he was living not in the UK. Like, I can't imagine playing a tournament at 2:30 a.m. in the morning. I mean, to be on the ball, to be at your absolute best is really, really difficult. And I think it's just even more impressive that he's made it to the quarterfinals here against Dugile.
Yeah, 100%. I know we're both a big fan of the sleep schedules. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't stay up that late very often, But
Yeah.
I mean, he's playing well when he does.
He's playing well, and he's done amazing getting here. Why don't we pull up the stats between these two runners, see what we're looking at here between Dugile and Retro. And yeah, this Dugile guy, pretty good at
Pretty
Minecraft.
good. Pretty good.
937 average rank time, almost
Mhm.
a minute faster than Retropog. But that 649, that might be the 649 he was talking about. Maybe it was against Feinberg. I mean, Retro can absolutely, as we've seen, play up to his opponent's skill level.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good point. Like, he does have a faster time, And I don't know. I really like to see that. Like, even though Duke does have the faster average time, he's got a phenomenal fastest time.
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty incredible to see. The other thing that stands out, Dugile, again, one of the players took a little bit of a break from rank last season, didn't play as much compared to some other people. We see Retro here, over 1,000 games last season. I think most players in the tournament are probably around that 700 to 1,000 like games played. So Dugile definitely under that. Retro right around there. Very, very strong times throughout, but it's just very difficult when you're going up against someone and you're comparing your stats against someone like Dugile. So very, very difficult to see that. But again, stats, season 7, second rank time. I mean, but wow. That is
But wow.
there is a
But wow.
90-second gap in Buried Treasure, Parker. 90 seconds.
Wow.
That's
yeah,
a
I mean, it's
whole
just
end score.
scary. It's just the Dugile difference. I mean, only 9-minute times. That's a little bit scary. But like, again, like we're playing in a tournament. You only have to win a handful of matches to win. And like what Retro said in his interview, like maybe if like on average you don't win as much, if you can win sometimes, that's all you need. You just need a good streak of 3 wins, and you've beat Dugile.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what happens. Like the thing is, I mean, there's upsets in so many things. There's upsets in sports, there's upsets in other esports. Like this can happen. It's happened already. Who's to say it's not going to happen again? Retro has proven that they can absolutely do this, and it would be amazing to see. I mean, Retro could just keep going. I mean, this upper bracket section here, I mean, we have the Crimson J game later. I mean, this upper bracket could be something where we see a lot of underdog stories, and Retro has the chance to really do something special here. And I'd love to see it. So based on these stats, Parker, like, do you even worry about pick ban if you're Retropog, or are you just like fully like aura maxing whatever we're getting, we're getting?
No, I think that's a phenomenal point. You just fully aura max. You just play whatever you play. Because I think in every situation, you are just going to have worse stats. So it's like picking your poison. I think you don't even look at it. You just play your game. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see. We can take a look now at what the players have decided to play, or at least what they've decided to ban. And then we can see Retro Buried Treasure ban. A pretty good idea, I think, from Retro there. I think that's the only thing that really matters. But Dugile picking Desert Temple. We get our first Desert Temple seed of the day. I'm excited. The one thing that last match did not have, it had a bunch of amazing things. It did not have a lot of variety. So getting Desert Temple right off the bat here from Dugile. Love this pick. Excited to see what we can do. And this is a seed. Honestly, if you're Retro too, a lot of variants can happen. Low food, something weird could happen very, very easily. And I'd love to see how this goes here between these two runners. It's going to be very interesting. With this matchup, what do you think the reasoning is for Dugile to pick Desert Temple here? Do you think, I mean, Dugile's been doing a lot of practice recently. Is there something maybe that you've seen in Dugile's play that's like Desert Temple might be the play here?
Not anything in particular. I mean, my mind immediately goes to just like the revolution that's been happening in Desert Temples recently of just grabbing less food. I mean, maybe he just feels more confident in spotting the lava pools, in picking better lines. Maybe there's weird stuff with Flint that we've seen in previous seeds.
Yeah, I mean, this
I
is
don't know.
really interesting because, like, going back to the Infume retro game, right? I mean, the thing in that matchup is Infume is like the temple player, and the
Yeah.
fact that Retro beat Infume with that, I think it's very interesting that Dugile decides to pick Desert Temple here in that situation against Retro. So maybe trying to see, maybe that was a fluke type thing for Retro on the side of Dugile, but maybe it's something where Dugile can go really fast here. I mean, I don't know if you've seen it. We're going to talk much more about Loki and Silver. in the next matchup. But Loki's been getting some absurd Desert Temple times, and maybe there's something there for the top runners where maybe they're starting to really like Desert Temple, Parker.
No, that's a really good point. Yeah, it was just like what 3 days ago he got a
Like a 626. Yeah.
Maybe
Crazy.
Dual is open for that too. I mean, does Duke have a sub 7?
He has
I
a
don't
sub
think so,
7
right? Or in
something.
private rooms, right?
Yeah, definitely some
Yeah,
sub 7
in private and
something.
casuals.
So, I mean, it's going to be pretty crazy to see here. Maybe we see something quick here. I mean, I like the thought process. I think Desert Temple can honestly be like a very fast seed type, especially, you get a couple golden apples, you get like a notch, then you're like, oh my God, like things can get really crazy. And I mean, you have a lava pool, you have a bajillion blocks. So I think it's going to be very interesting here in the matchup of Desert Temple. And I think like, I don't know. It's going to depend on the seed type. I mean, we've seen the overworlds really matter in these runners, and I'm really excited to see how the TNT will affect in the block counts as well. I want to see potentially a lot of cranking. Obviously, we know Dugal can do a lot in the bridging department, in the placing block department, and just having stuff for Zero, etc. is just always really nice.
Yes, sir. Do you think we'll ever see a tele bridge from Duke in playoffs?
Listen, I hope like maybe he's up like 2-0 or something. Like it's a really 6-0. It's like, okay, like let's land the crazy sponsor. Let's show them what we can really do. Bang, $5 million from Apple, thanks to Dugile's Telebridge. Like maybe that happens. Maybe it finally happens. So we'll have to talk to him about it. We'll have to see what Dugile does here. But finally, we're going to hop into this game here. Excited to see this matchup. How good is this Desert Temple seed going to be? Parker, at least it's on our screen. I found it.
Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good. You have a river right next to it. I saw some pigs. You got some wood. The only thing I haven't seen is a lava pool. Maybe it's like a weird seed where there's none in the desert and there's one hiding in the forest. I'm not sure how often people toggle to hard mode, but maybe it's a good idea whenever you see a forest on a Desert Temple seed, you just toggle to hard mode to like try and find a lava pool. But it looks like, is Duke already ahead or is that stream delay?
Dugile is a little bit ahead here. We actually cannot see. I don't believe there's a time. Oh, there is a timer. My webcam on Discord was covering Retro's timer. That's phenomenal. There is a little bit of stream delay, but it's not too much. I don't think it'll end up mattering too much. But again, after the Feinberg Hacks match on Sunday last week, maybe we do need to watch out for stream delay a little bit. But this is an amazing Desert Temple, 9 iron. So we're gonna have very clean blocks here. No need for shear since we have TNT. But it looks like Dugile cannot find the lava pool as of yet, and neither can Retro.
Yeah, and so what my eye is also being drawn to is I think there was only 3 rotten flesh for both players, and so we've been talking about utilizing that rotten flesh well. But if you just don't have that much, like I think there's a very strong argument for killing animals here, which neither player is doing. Maybe you're just in the habit, haven't seen your rotten flesh count. Duke has it in the offhand now, down to 2 rotten flesh. Like 2 gapples is good. But it's just a little bit scary if the seed is weird. That's probably not enough food. Looks like Retro's going to be going for more food, and Duke is just entering.
This is a really aggressive play from Dugile, and Dugile messes up the lava pool.
Not the end of the world.
I mean, it's not going to matter too much. It is going to be a little bit slower, but this little time save that he would have had from entering without food is going to be much less now because of this. And I mean, we talked about it last weekend. Like, I think we've both been big proponents of grabbing less food in Desert Temple seeds, but it can be something where, like, when you only have 3 rotten flesh, I mean, Dugile's already out, but because of this nether, because there's Crimson and Hoglins on the Bridge Bastion, it's just something where it's not going to be a punish at all, and it's just going to be pure time loss from Retro. Dugile's in a phenomenal situation right now.
Yeah, and look what Duke is doing now. I believe Duke and Silver have been practicing a lot recently, and so you'll see a few minor differences and how he's playing this right side triple.
I mean, like this is a beautiful route from Dugile. I mean, look at the pigs. This is great. We're going to see probably something a little bit more standard on the side of Retro. It's going to be like an off-brand, like, Jason route here. We got a
oh my gosh, scary.
On.
I like the creativity and the play of using, like, the trees for pathfinding. Seal up behind you, though. This is kind of scary. I think Duke has just played this a little bit better, even though Retro has a little bit more creativity here. I just don't know if it's going to be faster.
Yeah, I think it's just a tough situation. I mean, Retro is definitely here earlier, but I think Dugile is just, like, or not here earlier, but, like, got to a trading hole earlier. But I think because of where Dugile's trading up here and already just dealing with the middle section of the Bastion, I think a lot better. It's a situation where, I mean, Retro still has a stack and a half of gold in his hotbar right now. I'm not sure what's going
Oh.
on there. Dugile is going to be potentially leaving soon. I mean, already at 14 obby, 10 pearls. Going to be even getting more food here for Retropog. Dugile still no food on his end besides the 2 gapples, is almost certainly going to have to grab the Hoglin, you would think, right?
You would think, but it looks like he's just leaving.
And he's out. We're just
on
out.
the gap.
I mean, this is
mean,
an incredibly
working.
impressive seed from Dugile so far. Eating the second gapple, but again, he's kind of just good. I guess, like, is probably going to have to hunger reset either on the blind to pearl to cords, or maybe can hold it all the way until the stronghold. But, I mean, wow. Sub 4 spawner here. Retropog, no pearls even in the inventory yet. Still having to organize so much. And Dugile's just ready to explode the spawner. This is an unbelievable played seed from Dugile so far.
Yeah, not looking good for the underdog story. I think Duke just managed the food so well, ate those golden apples perfectly. I mean, just really showed the power of the absorption starts. You want to be overlapping that with the pearling. He has full health and full hunger, Curry. Like, it doesn't look like he's had an issue with food at all.
He hasn't had a single problem. I mean, this is incredibly impressive. Dugile has made this look so easy, but we cannot stress this enough. This is incredibly difficult to do what Dugile is doing right now. And to have done it so smoothly, so effortlessly throughout, not just this fortress split in the Pearl Lane, but just taking like no damage at all on this very impressive bridge route. I mean, Retro's not too far behind now, but also entering in a much worse position, Parker, than where Dugile did, where he was basically just at the spawner already.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting a couple of strays, but he's on low health, and he's dead.
Oh, no.
That's so bad. He had the gapple in the offhand, just didn't eat it, and the door is just shutting for this first seed as Duke entering back in the nether, knowing where the stronghold is, at sub 520. Has 4 blazes to kill. If these all drop, he's just going to be out.
Yeah, this is just unbelievable play from Dugile. Retro running back. It's going to be entering with basically nothing. Going to be in a really tough situation here. Quite honestly, like, I'm not even sure if he's going to be able to get there without anything. Going to almost certainly have to grab some crimson wood or something, because this terrain is just so difficult. And it's just going to spend time mining soul sand. I mean, this is the worst case scenario, Parker. This is doomsday DEFCON 5 scenario for Retropog believers in Seed 1.
Yeah, not looking great. I mean, I'm hearing the voice of Kuriway saying, "Retro, why did you not grab wood? You don't have any tools. What are you doing?"
It's tough. It's tough. I mean, listen, he's
really
doing
hard
a
to get
great
back.
run back here, but it's just
Yeah.
it's going to
Parkour?
be a little bit awkward. And then, like, how are we going to mine in here? We're lucky there's not a blaze on the top. It's just a really awkward situation. But you're also in the sense, like, right, you're going against Dugile. Like, Dugile's probably not dead, so you got to just run it back, and then it's just tough.
Yeah. Oh, unfortunate. Blaze rod drop RNG from that blaze. Dugile missing a rod, but gets one more, and it's just out now.
Completely out. I mean, it is going to be heading to cords. Plenty of basically everything except for food, but is going to easily be able to hunger reset in the stronghold here. All the eyes needed, I believe, is pre-crafted as well, I would assume. And it's just going to be ready to go here once we get to cords. Looks like it was a little bit far of a blind. I mean, Retropog's at a spawner, but I think it's just going to be too little too late, assuming the stronghold is nice to Dugile.
Yeah, I mean, the only 2 things, like, left in the seed are, like, maybe if you're Retro, you're hoping for a really bad nav plus an unzeroable end. But if you're Dugile, it's like, how many ends are actually unzeroable for Duke, you know?
Exactly. 0. The answer is 0. Dugile is going to do anything in the end. We're going to see that potentially. I mean, has taken, quite honestly, a while to get to these cords. Maybe the terrain has just been a little bit awkward. Still digging down. I mean, we're at Y32. I don't know.
I mean, just because the skeletons, I think, just doesn't want to, like, be losing health. He has a decent amount, to be fair. But I guess you don't want to be entering the stronghold at, like, 1 or 2 hearts, especially when you have a lead. You want to be playing safe. Duke knows he's ahead. Retro's now just going to be sending his blind. Duke got the bed in the offhand, just looking for the portal room. Doesn't look like a ton of ways to go.
Yeah, I mean, had a nice spike up here. I mean, as we can see, Retro is blinding now, but Dugile is just at the portal room. Is going to get a nice, clean hunger reset off. Going to go for a quick 0 here, potentially, and we could close out this first seed on Dugile's side with a sub 9 to start the day.
100%. It's buried.
Oh,
buried
60
Curry. If this is
all
like
of a sudden,
a back tough one, I don't know if he's gonna be even. Is he even gonna be debating going for the 0?
If
He'll
I'm
probably push
Dugal,
from
I'm
90
probably
at
not.
least here. I don't know if you're gonna be going to 94.
We're gonna have like a weird 90
Yeah,
setup here
90.
on this 88 tower. This is a crazy setup. Not a lot of people are probably gonna be super familiar with this. Should be fine. Is gonna be a little bit offset, and the dragon flies at 95. So nothing there.
Yeah.
Is not gonna notably grab the bed that he left up there, and that's gonna make it so that he potentially might not be able to do ground 0 now. I'm not sure. I mean, no, he has like 7
Yeah, he's just gonna-
explosives, 8 explosives. Is actually just gonna go for half bow here. I think I like this play. Anything a little bit nervous about ground 0. Going for half bow here, I think is just correct when you're ahead by so much.
Yeah, like if Retro entered the end right now, maybe you're thinking I should do a ground 0, but I think Duke knows that he's ahead as long as he doesn't do anything crazy. Honestly, maybe it was good for Duke that the dragon flew and he doesn't have to worry about a weird mess up on a 0. He's just going to be one cycling here, you know? Like, I mean, to be fair, Retro's leaving now.
Retro is
He has
leaving,
absorption and a ton of food.
Duke did not take great terrain to these cords. So if this is like a max perch, I mean, we know the dragonflies. This 0 is not hittable. Nothing Retro can do is going to make it so that he can 0 cycle here. But Retro could ground 0. The thing is, even with ground 0, it's a little bit slower. So even if this was a max perch, it would still be tough. Is this going to be a perch for Dugile? No. It is circling. Is it going to go now?
Maybe now? No.
And
It's
Retro
just
Pocket
going a
is going to
little
be
bit.
at cords. And all of a sudden,
Wow.
I mean, I think with max perch, it's still Dugile's game to lose. But if this is something where Retro nails ground 0 quickly, but there is the perch for Dugile, and it is going to flip for Dugile. I mean, he has enough explosives, should be totally fine. But Retropog bringing it back, and I think at least on the side of Retro, you have to be feeling at least pretty good that you were able to get all the way to the end on this.
Yeah, 100%. Really good for the mental for Retro. I mean, he's going to be thinking, okay, if I didn't die there, like, would I have won? I mean, he clearly played that end game better. I mean, he did have an advantage of having more food, right? But I think his decision-making was also just good. I mean, makes up time from finding Stronghold to enter end, 30 seconds. I mean, that's a little weird because, like, maybe he blinded on a different amount of rods. But...
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, I think it's just kind of awkward throughout, but I feel like Retro really did make up a lot of time there. I really did not love Dugile's terrain to second portal cords, and I don't think a lot of that was because of the food. I think a lot of that was just, quite frankly, just, like, kind of awkward going through certain areas. I think Retropog just found a line that just worked out better, and it was close. It was definitely close. Like, it's something where if that doesn't happen, Retropog's got to be feeling good. It's just the thing that's tough here is when you're in a situation like Retropog, you don't want to like lose these games where you had the potential to maybe pull ahead. Like that was the 30 seconds that Retropog needs on a match against Dugile.
Yeah. I mean, that was really interesting too, because it was like, he was 2 minutes, 8 seconds behind entering the end. If you 0 there, that's like less than 3 minutes. So if you do get a max perch, like maybe even just wins that right there. I mean, the 0 is weird, but it's definitely not over for Retro. I mean, he died, but still played well. I'm curious to see how.
No, I'm feeling pretty good if I'm Retro. I mean, like definitely the Bastion as well. Like going back to that a little bit. I mean, Dugile's route there was absolutely beautiful. Like that was really well played, and that's why Dugile is such a high seed in this tournament and everything, and that's why people, you know, he's done so well in previous tournaments is because he is just a real perfectionist in a lot of those areas and has been doing a lot of stuff in practice this past week with Silver and other runners, really fine-tuning stuff for this playoffs, and it seems to be working so far. Very nice first seed from Dugile.
We're getting our next pick, Village.
I mean, that's a pretty consistent seed type. You gotta be feeling okay about that. Village is always fun. The loot box of a blacksmith. We'll see what can happen there. Potentially some ruin or some lava pool shenanigans potentially. Like this pick from Retro. The options were Village or Shipwreck, and as we've seen, I think people really like leaving Shipwreck to seed 3 if they're able to. So I like this pick from Retro.
Everybody's Shipwreck haters here. I mean, that's okay. You can hate on a seed. That's totally fine.
It's chill. It's chill. I mean, like, again, like Retro, I think this fits their playstyle a little bit more. Like, you want something where you can kind of, I think the thing with villages, like, yes, they are linear, but they're only as linear as like the route you can craft in your head. And I think Retro can craft a very good route here to potentially have like a 15 or 20-second advantage going into the Nether if he gets a little bit of luck his way.
Yeah, I mean, he was saying he sometimes likes picking some absurd routes. Interesting village.
Yeah, I mean, look at this.
What's in this ruined portal chest? Holy
Wow, I
iron,
mean, that's great.
completable
And-
ruined portal. This could be a fast village seed. I didn't see the blacksmith just yet, but these players know that it's a village seed, so they know it's not like gonna be weird funkiness with the ruined portal. They're guaranteed iron in their blacksmith. Retro going there now. Dude,
Yeah, I mean,
also
this might
there.
be something now where because of the ruin portal, like we don't need to kill the golem, which would be really
Yeah,
nice. I mean,
100%.
that's gonna be great. More obsidian. It's gonna be totally completable, and we're gonna see how do these players handle this. It's gonna be honestly like it's not awkward, I would say, but it's just a very unique situation where this might be something that helps Retropog a little bit because of how awkward of a situation is where he's more familiar with ranked and the filter and having these kind of weird interactions happen because he's played 500 more games this season than Dugile.
And look at this difference in decision making. Retro's opted for the iron axe, while Duke crafted shears, knowing he doesn't need a bucket to complete this ruined portal. Unless there's like a crying obby that we didn't see, but no, there's not. Retro also not making a bucket. A little
Yeah,
bit on
I mean,
fire,
he's
but it's just entering faster. We're seeing like the creative.
Dugile has shears, but it doesn't
thinking.
matter. We're on the
Yeah.
treasure. We're just on the treasure. I mean, Retro should craft a gold pick for blocks here because otherwise he's gonna just have a really difficult time. He only has 20 wood. He's gonna be maybe potentially Dugile is actually gonna make up some time here on this bridge because Retro just has like no blocks really. It doesn't have
Yeah.
to place as many
Probably just
blocks here
using wood.
because he has armor, but
Oh,
he's gonna
and
fall
it's
in
so
lava.
bad. That's just the blocks difference. He wanted
It
to
is.
save 2 blocks to use on his route. He didn't want to sacrifice his wood, and so he didn't place the normal blocks that you would to protect yourself, and he just barely gets hit. And so now
Oh
Duke is
no.
suddenly in the driver's seat, playing more consistently, having those blocks, entering the treasure bastion from a different direction, and is now just going to be running out of blocks, but I think still has plenty of wood. So it's just so bad for Retro now.
Yeah, it's just the consistency of the Shears play. I really like that from Dugile. I think Shears going for that is just such a nice play. And I don't think Retro's play was terrible. I think the real mistake there was just not crafting a gold pick. Like when you see its treasure, you know that it's going to be a situation where you need more blocks. You need more blocks. And he had so much gold where like he had a nice bit of terrain there where it was exposed netherrack. I think just breaking a gold pick there, getting yourself those 30 netherrack to just deal with on treasure would have been such a nice like comfort thing to have. And maybe wanted to try and go fast, like knows you're in the lead against Dugile. Potentially that's something where nerves come in a little bit more. And it's just unfortunate to be in this situation.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, maybe it just was a nerves thing. He had several opportunities. He literally needed like 3
And again,
more
has no blocks. And again, has
Is
no
he gonna
blocks.
do a gold pick now, or is he just
We're
gonna like
do the
mine
same
more
exact thing.
soil?
A little
Yeah, maybe
bit
we
more
see
soul
mine
soil,
a
but
couple
not a
more
lot.
blocks.
And we're
I
just
mean,
gonna
maybe
use
he
it
makes
here,
up
though,
time
like,
here, not breaking a spawner, and Duke breaks a spawner. I think Duke likes breaking the spawner more than some runners. but
does
he's
have the
just
extra blocks
so
to do
far
that.
ahead.
Yeah, and Dugile is so far ahead. This is a situation where like Treasure can get a little bit silly sometimes, but again, Dugile is just so ahead in the lead. It's not as bad of a death as last seed, like not as bad. And we've seen Retro make up some time before, so this is possible. Dugile is gonna Pearl hang out, potentially going down. I haven't paid too much attention to his inventory. Maybe needs 20 obby. Maybe he's just going to break the spawner here and wants to Pearl hang to an area with better terrain. It is just going to be that. We are raising our render. Nothing so far, so this isn't the closest Bastion ever, but we are doing pie charting now. Retro is trading, so maybe it's a situation where Retro sees something that Dugile doesn't, and that could be a potential time save.
True, 100%. Looks like Duke is going down to a ruined portal. Interesting. Gets more obby. Probably doesn't matter.
No.
I didn't exactly see him pyraying or like what the decision was there. Still hasn't seen the fort, so it could get a little scary here. Did we? Oh, but there
it
fort.
is
He's
for
totally safe.
Dugile. So there it is. It's going to be another sub-5 fort. Very fast paces for Dugile so far in this matchup. Retropog is going to have to try and play for quadrants here. I'm sure he knows that. Dugile sees the spawner, is potentially looking for a second, decides to just play this, deal with this. It's going to be open. Should be decent terrain for leaving, gravel for safety for wither skeletons, and is ready to go, has a blaze bed, while Retro is still in the Bastion.
Yeah, so we're about to see if Retro can make up a couple seconds by maybe not breaking spawner and just sending. Looks like he's gonna pearl on top of the treasure. Pearl hanging there. Not sure what his line is right here.
Just checking everything, and now leaving. Doesn't see anything on his screen, but I mean, Parker, I feel like he just has to go. Like, you can't spend time here. You have to
I
just
think
go.
he's going the right direction. He's probably it's a little bit nervous when you start committing a direction and you don't know, but he's also low pearls. Wait,
I don't think he has any more pearls than that. Oh, no, he does. He does. He has another stack, so he's fine on pearls. He sees the spawner. So definitely made up some time on this split compared to Dugile, but I don't think it's going to be nearly enough. Dugile's still, like, how do you make up a minute on Dugile on an average seed? It's going to be tough, but Retropog is going to do everything he can and has at least made up some time so far.
Yeah, I mean, we saw he played the Stronghold better in the last seed. That's a big split that can have a lot of variance. Duke is just on 5 rods, though, now. Like, his inventory is so clean, pre-crafted, changing his pie chart.
Yeah, I mean, he's ready to go, and Retropog is having such a harder time here finding the spawner compared to Dugile. So any time that he made back entering this fortress is now entirely gone.
Yeah.
Dugile, eye measurement, close. 3 digits. Not going to be a lot of terrain decisions here for Dugile. Should be a situation where once he gets the 6 rod, maybe slightly more than 1 pearl throw, but not much farther than that. And Retropog, now with a spawner, is going to get a blaze bed off.
Yeah, I don't need... Oh, careful from Duke there. I mean, like, it doesn't matter if you have extra gold for gold picks because it's so close. I mean, the terrain's a little bit weird, but there seems to be a good ravine for... Oh, no, the terrain is just open here for Duke.
The terrain is
it's
fully open.
Basically
right
on
here,
cards already, it looks like.
Very close stronghold, only about 300 blocks away. Is going to be straight digging down. Retropog, only 2 rods so far. Has the strays going, but it's just... Or has the spawns going, but Dugile's just going to be in the stronghold. And we can have another sub-9 pace entering the stronghold here. Not starter, but not far off. We have a decent spike.
Dugile's going to push back towards starter 2.
Yeah,
maybe he gets lucky and while back navving. Could have also been maybe a spider spawner spike. I didn't see it super well. That can also be an issue. I think Duke knows his spikes well enough that he's not going to get baited by that. But a lot of back travel to get into starter.
Yeah, it's a little
same
bit of an
spike,
awkward
but
situation.
it's a little big maybe for his liking. He's scanning for other ones. Triple checking this spike here. Not a ton of good pathways that lead towards it. Maybe he heads down that 5-way again. Not this one, but the other one.
Because
this one dead ends to the library. Keeps forcing this. And if it's not here, it could get really messy. I think it was probably a spider spawner spike, but I'm not sure. It can get so weird. Again, you have so many variables that can affect your spikes. You have the spawners, obviously. You have the chests. You have mobs that can spawn, especially if you're like in an ocean biome. There's gonna be tons of fish everywhere.
This looks good.
This looks good though.
And there
the spike
it is.
was real. Duke entering now.
The small chance for Retropog believers might be out the door. It's an overhang. It's a weird overhang, but it shouldn't be anything that Dugile is not comfortable with here. Might be a tough 0, especially if it's back. It is back. Dugile's gonna have to get a solid pearl up here, and it's a low tower. So it's gonna be a cage. Only going to probably be able to push to 99 or 95 here. Dragon could fly, very unlikely in ranked. Dugile is going to get here with enough time. Very nice setup. And the Dragon does not fly. And that should be seed 2 going to Dugile on a very nice 6 bed 0. Just a sliver. And Retro again, making up time, but just not enough. I mean, I really think if Retro hasn't died either of these seeds, we could be in a situation where it's 2-0 the other way right now. I mean, the thing is that Retro just has to stay a little bit safer in this early game to give himself a chance in this late game.
Yeah, I think that's beautifully said. Today has been the difference of who's going to die and who's not going to die. You know, Duke hasn't died yet. Even on our last match, we saw Hax and Enko both die. Like, it's hard to say, like, how close was Retro when you have some deaths here. Things get weird when you're recovering items. But Duke's up 2-0, Curry. Do you think he's going to get another 3-0?
I mean, Dugile has been playing unbelievably well so far. I did see someone in chat. I don't know if this is... We did not have a fact check department fact check this yet, but I saw a crazy stat in chat. Dugile in this playoffs, every seed that Dugile has played, every seed, not match, seed, their opponent has died. Every seed Dugile's opponent has died because he 3-0'd Prithvi, and Prithvi died, I believe, in each seed. And now it's 2-0 up on Retro, and Retro has died both seeds, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah,
so we're going to need the refs to maybe investigate Dugile on why all the
sending
opponents
out
are
a
dying.
hitman every seed to take out.
I'm not exactly sure what's going on. Maybe he PayPal'd some piglins. I'm not exactly sure, but that is a very interesting stat so far, and I'm pretty positive that this has happened so far. So, yeah, it's just unbelievable. I mean, it's a tough situation for Retropog, but like we've said, Parker, it's not because he's getting completely outplayed or anything. It's just that he's dying. If he doesn't die, he could keep pace with Dugile at this point.
100%. You know, he's making slightly different decisions. Even in that stronghold, I mean, I guess he was behind, so there's an incentive to go faster. But he made that decision to force mid so much, like to force that first spike so much more. And I think he also didn't miss starter, you know? So, like, there's a lot of difference here. And so, like, this next seed, if Retro doesn't die, I think there's a really good chance that he just wins it.
That could totally happen, and we're going to have a Shipwreck, a seed with a lot of variance. It really, I mean, this overworld could really just be decided by the food chest. We saw earlier how well Dugile played with low food on the temple seed. I'd kind of like to see that again. I get another, like, little chance for a low food seed, see how these players play. I'd love for Retro, as he said in his interview himself, I want him to find the line, Parker. I want him to figure out, how are you going to come back from this? I think he can do it. He's shown, I mean, he stood in the face of Infume and won in a crazy map 5. Maybe this is just the next test for him. Figure out a way to reverse sweep one of the greatest players of all time.
That would be an insane storyline. Coming off of a win on the ranked 1 player to a comeback of this magnitude against Dugile. I mean, we'll see if he can do it. We'll see.
It's pretty nuts. We're gonna get the spike on the Shipwreck. It's gonna be very standard here. Sideways. It's always a full build for the Shipwreck. We'll see what the food chest is. And I think the ravine is also very obvious. So pretty standard stuff here.
Is it real though? I didn't see any bubbles.
That's
and
actually a great
plays
point.
with high particles. I don't know if that was real, Curry. I think maybe I saw the bottom of it on a retro screen and it was just stone, so maybe it gets a little awkward. Maybe if you didn't check, like one player checks and the other doesn't, and so like you force that ravine out, maybe you lose time or gain time. Looks like Duke and Retro both going into F5, still trying to look for a ravine, possibly.
Yeah,
hard to say.
I mean, absolutely. That I saw like Retro like do a double F5 thing, so you could absolutely be right. That's a great point. Looks like hesitation a little bit on the side of Retro on like what to craft. The sides on stuff here gonna be good. A little bit more a little bit more clean game plan on the side of Dugile. Less hesitation. Gonna get a bunch of leaves here. Retro doing the same thing, but is gonna be a little bit behind. Dugile looking for a ravine. Does not like, as you say, the first one. Oh, but maybe this one on the right could be better.
It looks real, at least on the very edge over there. I think I saw some magma ravine. Maybe not. Maybe I'm tweaking. I could have sworn I saw just a little bit. But it looks like Duke has got another ravine he's liking a little bit more. And this one is definitely real.
That one is real. And Retro finding it now, but is heading a little bit behind Dugile. Is going to be a good 5 to 10 seconds slower on this overworld. And this is the reverse of what we saw in the last seed, where Retro was 5 to 10 seconds earlier than Dugile. So this is going to be a little bit tough here. First time, really, Dugile is fully in the driver's seat before a Retro death, besides the Bastion on the first seed. Let's see how far this is here. Looks like very solid terrain, and the food situation is looking pretty good, assuming both runners can get golden carrots.
Yeah, I mean, you'd love to see that. That's like one of the nice things about a Shipwreck is you can get carrots. I mean, obviously it can be weird in a Bastion if you don't want to like sacrifice some of your gold or it's low obsidian count, but golden carrots are just so huge, especially at this top level gameplay. You want to be purling aggressive. It looks like Retro has maybe a lot less leaves than Duke, so maybe he's taking some different terrain decisions.
Oh my god, he
here.
does. Yeah, only
and it's another
29
bridge.
leaves.
So like you want leaves for a bridge Bastion, and Retro is only down to 16. That's usually not enough for a route. So
Yeah.
I mean, we saw him die because he didn't have enough blocks on the last seed. And so maybe Doog wins here again because Retro can't?
I mean, this is the story to me of this match so far. Like, obviously, yeah, Retro has died, but this is the second seed in a row where Retro is just entering the Bastion with, like,
Oh,
no
pigs,
blocks.
pigs.
And it's just going to make his life so much more difficult. He has to use all
Yep.
his blocks now just to not die. And is going to have to mine a bunch of netherrack, waste more time at the chalice. And it's just going to be so awkward while Dougal has everything he needs, is going to be totally fine, and has every...
Oh, but
he's
on
taking
2.5
way
hearts.
too much damage right now, but should end up being totally fine. And is going to be able to start this route, a beautiful triple extension, a beautiful way to deal with the leaves, use the one netherrack in the scariest spot with the lava, and should potentially be giving himself everything he needs to do to have a fire-free Donkey Kong route here in the Bastion.
And it's not the end of the world for Retro either. You know, you have the ability to craft a gold pick, and there's terrain on the chalice, so easily accessible blocks there. Plus, he now has a gold pick to finish his route. Oh, don't lava bucket yourself. But like Duke is just ahead here, and he's gonna be able to almost certainly craft 7 golden carrots. So the rest of the seed, he's gonna be totally fine on that. Not a ton of decision making on managing food. Maybe you have like an extra stew or some bread. Maybe even just throw that out though because you've got the golden carrots.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point. Like, golden carrots are like pretty much guaranteed in a bridge bastion. Like, that'll be pretty standard. Retro getting more pigs up on this side of the bastion. Both players going to be pie range shortly. The question is, it's a little bit difficult to tell how ahead Dougal is in this situation right now. We know he is ahead, but the question is it 10 seconds? Is it going to be more like 30, 45? And what is this terrain to the fortress that they are pie rain really going to look like? As Dougal, that was a
That's
great
nice
boat play. Yeah.
And also the fact that he hasn't crafted golden carrots yet is just keeping those golden nuggets on the off chance that he needs the extra trades. Such a good awareness play. Retro now going for the same chest that Dougal did, using his gold pick to get to it faster rather than a boat.
Yeah, I really like this.
And it looks like Doog only has 18 obsidian.
Only 18.
And so
potentially.
maybe he is gonna craft those nuggets back into ingots to try to get the 20th one.
I love
maybe
the
Retro
backup
gets the
block
obsidian
play.
earlier.
Yeah, I
Backup
mean, like,
blocks
Retro's not going to
definitely
have
a good
obsidian
move.
either. He's just going to throw it, see if he gets the 20 from here, but then he's not going to have golden carrots. Dougal going for the backups here, I really like. There were 3 clean backups, and it is going to be enough for Retro to leave before
Wait.
Dougal, but the difference is Retro does not have golden carrots. So this is now a race against the clock. Can you play this seed better with less food when you're ahead? And you need to get in this fortress quick because Dougal is coming now. Oh my goodness.
This is what I wanted to see. Slightly different decision making. It's like Retro is ahead, but it's like how much does that matter versus having golden carrots? Golden carrots are so powerful, and Duke could maybe even get to the spawner first. It looks like he had slightly better pearl on top of here.
Yeah,
That's
better pearl up here.
Different
and they're playing
spawners
a different
too.
spawner.
That's huge
That's
as well.
really big. Yeah, I mean, it's just like the time that Retro needed to make up, I think, is lost because the pearls weren't great. I mean, he might be ahead by a few seconds, but it's just the food situation is just night and day between these two runners. And it's going to be a situation where I quite frankly don't know how Retropog is going to be able to keep this lead unless he just plays absolutely lights out.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a line where you can do it. It's going to depend how far the stronghold is, if you take damage from blazes, because he still has 7 carrots. 7 carrots is not no food. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's just it's situation. I think the closest thing, quite frankly, to carrots in a speedrun is really rotten flesh. Like, it's one of those foods where you just have to chug it and chug it and chug it. Like, it's significantly worse than bread, in my opinion. It's going to be a really awkward situation where, like, yes, he has the golden carrots. He's going to be able to eat a little bit, but almost, I would say I would be pretty surprised if we don't end up having to hunger reset here in the portal room, and that could just be a 5-second thing where it's just Dougal's lead, and Dougal already blinding, but only on 1 rod, I believe.
So,
It's
looks like Retro is going to be crafting golden carrots, though, because he just mined some. And
Amazing
so that
play.
could be huge.
That could be absolutely huge. I mean, not doing anything else, already pre-crafted, so no point in that. I mean, has to build portals still, but has time still to do that. The rates are very slow, only 4 rods so far. Dougal is going to have the open spawner here. That's the thing to really watch out for. Let's see the terrain. And also, I'm looking at the chords. It looks like we could maybe have different strongholds because it's so far for Dougal.
But also far for
And
Retro.
potentially Retro might be going to a second ring stronghold. He is. It's 2,300. It's even worse for Retro. How
And so
rare
suddenly
is that
those
in
golden
ranked?
carrots are going to be huge for him because you're going to need to be pearling a lot. It's looking bad for Retro too, though, because his spawner is enclosed. Dougal has open terrain. I think there was a massive lava ocean in the direction that he needs to go. I don't know about Retro. This could get really scary if you have to dig 200 blocks of netherrack in a tunnel. That's just so slow.
It's just a disaster. It's just a disaster if that's the case. Dougal going to the intended stronghold. For anyone who might not be familiar with stronghold rings, basically what's happening right now is because this fortress is so far away and because they're playing different spawners, Dougal's stronghold is taking him back into the standard ring for ranked stronghold-wise. But because the spawner from Dougal or from Retro in the fortress is just farther out, farther in the fortress and the stronghold for Dougal so far, that it's actually just a completely different stronghold that's going farther the direction that Retropog has already gone. And that's going to be really difficult because we're still waiting on rods here. The terrain might be open for Retro, but it's so tough. And we're out of fire res. And now we got hit. And that's going to be pretty much goodbye to any saturation we had. And finally, we have 6 rods on the side of both runners, both leaving. But it comes down, Parker, to the terrain that these runners have. But Retro's terrain is wide open. And all of a sudden, Dougal is caved.
And Retro doesn't have fire res, so you have to be making these pearls count. You can't afford a missed pearl. If Retro pearls into lava here, that's his tournament life over. Terrain is opened up for Duke here. It's both just so far, none running into like any major setbacks.
Dougal's gonna have to pearl in the lava. This is the major setback here. I mean, Retropog has to be close. Dougal's gonna build up, and Retro's gonna have to sprint bridge or speed bridge out here. Very close. Also at Y49 for Retro here. So while Dougal's building his portal, Retro's going to build his as well. But this is a situation where Retro's portal might be too high, and we could hit surface while Dougal's in the stronghold. No
and
good
they're different
spike yet.
strongholds, so what? Oh, Retro getting a spike everywhere.
Oh my god.
Barely scanning. Where's he going? Grabbing the carrots as well?
Too slow. Dougal already in the portal room. It might be too late for Retro. No spike, no portal room. 1-8 for Dougal. Can we close out this match? A 3-0 potentially. Gonna push it. How high are we going? 97. We're going in the portal room.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
So now
does he have time? He has time.
Oh my god. He has time.
Doing the crossbow. Are we gonna see a 2+2 here? I don't think so. It's not quite enough damage, but
not quite enough damage. But that's gonna be the set. Retro getting in the end there. A crazy sprint to the end for both of these runners. But Dougal proving that they deserve to be in semifinals tomorrow for the final day. Very nice showcase from Dougal. An incredibly well-played seed on a very awkward seed. And our favorite dog will take the sub-11 here against Retro.
Yes, sir. Incredible match. And Retro didn't die in that seed, so we finally got to see both of them enter the end. And Retro just missed out a little bit. Maybe just the different spawners, slightly slower into the 4, different food situation. But he kept it up. Thanks for putting on a show.
I mean, just a really back and forth seed. I mean, like, they found the stronghold within 1 second of each other, Parker. And that was just, there was 2 different strongholds. The terrain for Retro just opened up so nicely. It was just a situation where that gold block backup situation in the bridge ended up losing Dougal time early, ended up saving time later, and then the spawner decision really sealing the deal there. A very easy nav for Dougal to finish off with a very nice 1-8-0.
Well said. Well said.
I mean, that's absolute cinema. I mean, Dougal now 6-0 through this tournament so far. 3-0 against Priffy, 3-0 against Retro. Will be playing against the winner of Crimson and Jay. But before we talk about that, let's maybe talk about that with Dougal himself, because we have an interview with Dougal. Very excited to hear about this. Dougal, first of all, congratulations. You win 3-0. You won 3-0 last weekend. How are you feeling? You are 6-0 so far in Season 7 of Ranked Playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, it feels good, obviously. I've been doing a lot of practice, and I just feel like very locked in right now, I guess. I'm feeling very good.
Yeah. I mean, it showed. I think the thing that really stood out was I think the play that you made in this last seed to grab the backups, to not want to trade your gold carrot gold, like not recrafting the nuggets, was a
Oh.
really smart heads up play. I really, really liked that play, and it ended up really saving you there because you had
Wait,
gold
I was
carrots and
confused about that. So did
yeah.
Retro not grab
Retro traded
backups?
that gold.
No.
Yeah, it didn't have golden carrots, and that was what allowed them to get to the
Oh,
fortress quicker than you. But you were able to make up basically all that time in the end game because you had gold carrots, and you also ended up going to different strongholds because you played different spawners. It was actually quite a
alright.
crazy end game. But really well played from you. Is there any seed, any moment in particular from this set of 3 that really stands out to you that you are really proud of or really happy about that you were able to do?
I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm pretty happy with that last 0.
Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah, you pushed high. Yeah, that was incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe a little extra, but I was scared it was gonna fly at 91, so that's why I pushed to
That's fair.
96.
Nice. I mean, yeah, you've been playing great so far in all these matchups. Obviously, you're a heavy favorite going into, I mean, really all of these tournaments. How does it feel kind of going now? You're another semifinalist again. I don't even know how many times you've been a semifinalist. I'm sure it's a lot. You're going to be playing the winner of Crimson and Jay. Is there anything that you're looking forward to in that matchup? Maybe one player you'd prefer to play over the other? Anything you're looking forward to there?
Well, I don't think I've played Crimson much at all, so I don't really know how I do against him. Jay I know can be really fast sometimes. I mean, he's very similar to Retro in that um, he is an RSG player, so he's gonna be good at playing like low quality seeds, and he can just go like really fast sometimes.
Mhm.
So he is a scary opponent. I don't Crimson. I think is sort of a similar player, but I mean either way, it's gonna be a good match.
Yeah,
How
it
are you
is.
feeling mentally? Like coming off of like you haven't lost a match yet. Do you do anything to like prep before games? Are you feeling like you have a lot of confidence? You scared of certain players? Anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I get pretty nervous for playoffs, and like the
Mhm.
best thing I can do for that is to just not think about it too much. I kind
Yeah.
of just like
Oh, I
do my
shouldn't have brought it
practice, and
up.
no, it's I just think like I'm doing all this practice, like I'm gonna be as ready as I can be, and like whatever happens happens, and
I mean,
like
that's a
that
great way to
just
look at it.
helps calm my nerves.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, great way to look at it. Honestly, another amazing performance. Great job today. Looking forward to watching you tomorrow. And best of luck, dude. Congrats on the 3-0.
Sure.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, that's gonna do it for myself and Parker. We had a phenomenal 2 set of games that we watched, Parker, and we'll be back tomorrow. Any closing thoughts throughout our 2 matches today?
Say hi to Nerdy and Feinberg for us, and we'll see you around. See you tomorrow.
Yes,
More
it'll
ranked
be
matches,
awesome.
epicness. Don't
Yes.
go anywhere. We got some good matches.
Don't go anywhere. We have some amazing matches coming up. And before we get into those amazing matches, as always, shout out to the amazing editors we have working on this stuff. The last couple things you've seen were edited by Sonia and Cape 41. I believe Sonia did the beef salad treasure video, and Cape 41 did the retropog interview. So huge shout out to them. And we also have another intermission video for all of you to watch. Last one was the treasure from Beef Salad. This one is a housing bastion from Big Big Mungie, and it was edited by Andronicus. So thank you so much to our editors. Thank you so much to our runners for wanting to do this stuff. When we come back, we have an absolutely massive matchup for all of you. It's going to be Loki versus Silver, a rematch of the Season 2 Grand Finals. 2 of the best performing players in the history of MCSR Ranked. So very excited to watch that. Before we do, let's watch an intermission video from Mungie, and we'll come back with Nerdy and Feinberg. Thank you for watching.
Hi, I'm Big Big Mungie, and I'm going to be talking to you about housing. Okay, for the purpose of this, I'm gonna assume you know the basics of housing. What I'm gonna be talking about is what's different every time you are housing. Like what changes, what variations you'll be seeing in decision making, because in theory, if Manhunt's the fastest route, we'd be doing it. We're doing it every time, but that's not always the case. Alright, basic ranked Bastion theory. You want to be leaving the Bastion as fast as possible with as much stuff as like realistically possible. In housing, usually your bottleneck is gonna struggle to get 20 obby more than you're gonna struggle to get 2 stacks of pearls or 2 fire res in housing. If you're not getting the other 3 things, most of the time you do want to just get backups. I'll show you that later. I'll show you how to get that later. But for now, let's talk about obby, because there's 2 routes mainly that you do in housing: top down and manhunt. One obviously the faster, less consistent one, and the other the slower, more consistent one. First of all, let's talk about top down. Top down is the route you want to be doing most of the time in housing. The reason is it's more consistent. That's just how ranked works. Because you're getting more chests, which means you're getting more gold, which means you're getting more trades. You're also getting more obby in these chests. You're getting more string in these chests. You're getting arrows and bow in these chests as well, which can help sometimes. Another thing that is important with top down is that you're getting the knowledge of what's upstairs, because going upstairs in housing from the bottom is kind of a commitment. And if you're doing manhunt, there are scenarios where you're like on 16 obby, you're like, oh, I'll just get 1 more chest from the top, because 4 obby is how much you get in a chest as the minimum, and then you'll go up and you'll get nothing, and there's minus 20 seconds, and you don't want that. So if you're doing top down, you do the top down, you go down, and you know you don't have to go to the top. You know where else you can get your obby from. Let's talk about manhunt. Manhunt, in theory, is the faster way to route housing. If you get all your trades, manhunt is faster, because you're starting your trades earlier compared to top down, because you're not checking chests, and on average you're also getting more picks. The problem with this though is obviously you're checking less chests, which, as I explained with top down, is a good thing. So missing out on chests can punish you a lot. The last thing you want in housing is to be in the situation where you're choked out on obby. On 19 obby, you did manhunt, you gone up, and you have 19 obby. It's the worst situation to be in, because what do? You know, it's just awkward no matter what. So manhunt, it's a more high roll route, which is why you mainly only want to do it when you're behind. Or there's also weird cases where you're playing like a village seed. Oh, it's like 15 obby in the overworld. You build your portal and you're entering with 5, and then it's like, oh, it's +1 chest, so you're probably always hitting it. But yeah, that's kind of manhunt for you. One housing route that you will pretty much never see top runners doing, and is also a very common, more beginner / mid-level mistake, is just doing mid down. Mid down is just wrong. It's just not a good route, because it has the disadvantages of both routes. You're getting less pigs because you're starting here. You're not getting the top pigs, you're not getting the manhunt pigs, you're also not getting the top chest, so you're just worse off. The only advantage you have is you're starting your trades faster, but everything else is worse about it. So one thing I didn't touch on when I was in that room explaining when you want to do a route is terrain. Terrain is a really big factor as well in deciding what route you want to do. You want to be forcing high terrain when you're going to the Bastion, because pretty much every Bastion round starts high up. Treasure, you start high up. Bridge, you start from the Chalice. Stables, you want to enter from the top, and housing as well, entering from the top is just more consistent. So usually you will be forcing high terrain on your way to the Bastion, so top down does also become more common in that sense. But there are times where you're forced to manhunt, like your terrain up there will be buried. In that case, yeah, just do manhunt. Or like if you're entering from here and you just have the perfect flat manhunt, or there is no high terrain, there are also situations like that where you can just do manhunt. Manhunt's not like a terrible route, it's just slightly less consistent. If you're only here for playoffs, you'll never see this in your life, but if you're like more active in MCSR, like you do runs, you watch someone do runs, you will at some point in your life encounter lava housing, this horrible Bastion type where you have lava flowing through your housing. It'll flow all the way down here, all the way down onto your gold, and it just makes your Bastion this like unroutable mess. There's not a super convenient like one size fits all solution for lava housing if it's already lava. Like there are routes you can do. I'm not going to teach you those. You can go find those on your own and some Discord or YouTube channel or whatever. There are, however, preemptive measures you can take to stop the lava before it gets there. If you spawn in super close to the Bastion, the lava hasn't had time to flow down from whatever terrain it's taking to your Bastion. I'll show you how to do those, because those are really easy and they can just win you a ranked game for free. When you're stacking up to get these blocks over here, which you should always be doing, break this block while you're on the way up. It will catch the lava. If you don't have lava and there's lava flowing down, it will catch it, and the pigs from Manhunt will be able to safely get here, and so will you. Now, if you're doing top down, a lot of the times if you're doing top down and you know it's lava housing, it'll be a really awkward, fast-paced situation where you're racing the lava basically. Like, oh, you see this, you're like, oh my god, I have to block it. What do I do? One really easy way to do this, I believe, is mining this block on the way down. That will stop the lava. That'll catch the lava. Okay, I said I'll talk about this, so I'll do it now. Backups. Usually you will see people doing this if they are out of options for obby, or if they need like more than one thing, like obby and pearls or obby and string. Because at that point it is better to just get both at once from the gold, rather than getting a chest and still being low on something else. You know what I mean? So the easiest way to do this, if it's open out the back, you can just go around. Backups will be in this weird, cracked, polished blackstone brick wall. Mine through here. There's 3 there. There's another if you mine a bit diagonally this way. The other way to get to them, if it's not open out the back, you can just dig down onto them. In this little corner here, go 1 forward, just go all the way down. You'll hit that 1 block. Mine diagonally this way, you'll hit the 3 blocks as well. And those are your backups. Okay, last thing I want to touch on, just because I'm biased, is what you may have heard referred to as monkey chests. It's a kind of a win condition. I shouldn't be talking about this because it's not that good. It's a kind of a cheesy win condition, but there are chests in this area of housing that you can look for if you're desperate for obby. You've tried everything else. You don't want to get backups. Because it's such a commitment. You'll see people forcing chests in here. I'm not going to teach you how to identify them. There's a video by 11 billion that teaches you how to do that. But just from looking at this, I know there's 1 chest that's like easily visible, and it's right here. Bang! And there's the obby. Oh my god, that's actually really funny. That's all though, I think. I think I'm done for now. Bye!
Oh my God, Nerdy, the Barcelona flag in the background.
It's beautiful.
I love it.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's shining bright. It's ready for tomorrow's game. It's gonna be awesome.
You know what else?
Yet
is beautiful,
another
Nerdy?
Classico. It's gonna be great.
Would you say that Loki versus Silver could be the El Clasico of
Yes.
MCSR
Yes.
ranked
It is. No, it's more hype. It's more hype because more viewers. It's more hype. There's more anticipation for this. Let's be real, guys. I'm so excited. I'm actually so excited for this match. I cannot express. I told Feinberg before this match, I was like, listen, if there's any way we can commentate this match, like please let me commentate. This is just, oh my God, this is gonna be absolute cinema. These are two of my favorite runners in the entire tournament, and I mean both of them. I think you can make the argument could easily win the tournament, are easy favorites going into this, and so this is like a grand finals type match. And in fact, we've had this as the grand finals in season 2, and I think it was a 4-3 for Loki. So just a rematch of sorts. Lots on the line here, and these runners have a lot to prove today. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I mean, in season 2, Loki did beat Silver 4-3 in grand finals. Silver did win playoffs in season 1. And Loki stopped the first ever playoffs winner from repeating. And we've yet to see a back-to-back winner still. And it's season 7. Loki's won season 2 and 4 and 6, but hasn't been able to string together 2 in a row. And now we're in season 7. Silver is still only 1 playoffs win to his name. Sounds stupid saying only 1 playoffs win, but when you're going up against Loki and you equip the little badges on your rank profile, and people have like the classic badge or like the sub A badge, and Loki just has 3 gold trophies when you queue him.
Yeah.
Season 2, season 4, season 6, win. It's like max possible aura, like legitimately just max possible aura. And so you say someone like Silver, oh, he only has 1 playoff win, but when you're going up against someone like Loki, it really is, no one's comparable in the playoff sense. It's just not even close.
Yeah, and I exactly what you said there, Feinberg. I mean, this guy is just incredibly experienced. He's just 3 times playoffs winner. I mean, we don't even have a 2 times winner. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy. He is just absolutely gapping people in that sense. And I mean, 644 best ranked time, 941.
Look at the record though. Look at the wins. Look at the record.
And is that a consistency thing? Is that a low sample size thing? Is that, I mean, I don't know. In either case, though, I think you can easily make the argument that Silver has an edge in some areas. Like, not in all areas, right? But there are things that Silver does better, clearly, by these stats. And, I mean, I think that both these runners are just so freaking awesome. I don't even know. I'm so excited. I feel like I'm running out of words. Like, that's how excited I am for this match, Feinberg. I mean, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like this really could go either way. I think a lot of people might be favoring Loki just due to the nature of all his wins and all his experience, but I don't want to underplay Silver's success here, right? Like, I mean, these stats are also very, very solid. Silver's been on a tear this season, and I mean, he has the absolute ability to take Loki out. And I think Loki's probably a bit nervous for this one. I mean, this is not going to be an easy race for him today, Feinberg.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is, like you said earlier, a grand finals caliber matchup because it has happened in the past. But even just looking at the stats of these players, and I mean, if you look at the ranked leaderboard last season, obviously we know Infume, first 2500 elo player, was rank 1 on the leaderboard for 3 of the phases, probably over 80% of the season if you just look at like playtime. And basically the only other person at rank 1 the whole season was Loki. He was the person who got like first place in phase 1, and he got second place in phase 2 and 3 and 4. So they were just sharing the top 2 spots the entire time. And even at the end of the season, like I think Loki was in second, 150 elo above third place or something. Like I remember looking at the leaderboard and there was just no possible way it was even possible to catch the top 2. And it's just like the gap that they have, like it looks a little like downplayed when you look at Loki, like, oh, he only finished rank 2, but it was still like they had the gap almost together. Like it wasn't like Infume was so far ahead. Like at points he was 200 elo above second place at points he was. But I literally on the final day, Infume and Loki played a game tied at 2507 elo for rank 1. They were just full tied, both at rank 1, and they played, and whoever won was going to win the season, and whoever lost was going to be second place. That was the thing. They queued up like day 0, but like the opposite way, whatever. it's just going to come down to who's playing better on the day, Nerdy. Like, I don't know. There's
I fully agree.
like, I want to say Loki's the favorite, but like, you can't say that when Silver's in the matchup too. Like, it's so, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
It's just so exciting. I mean, I feel like if we were both running out of words here, just because I think we're both just so excited. I mean, look at these stats as well. I mean, 67.65% Ruin Portal win rate is his lowest win rate
It's a 9-10 average. It's a 9-10. Like, dude.
Just absolutely disgusting stats here from both of these players. I mean, Silver as well, very, very solid. 56% being his lowest there with a 10-13. So, I mean, not bad at all. You know, if you're Loki here, I think you pick. Let's see, what would you ban if you were Loki? Maybe you ban the village, but I don't know. His is 74% win rate. I'm looking at Silver's win rate there. That's very good.
It's just vibes, I think. It's just
vibes. Yeah, I think it's just vibes. Whatever you feel good on. Yeah, whatever feels good on the day.
The new meta, obviously, of like very low food enter, like Desert Temples, and obviously like a seed like Village and Desert Temple to an extent. Even Rune Portal, like there's a lot more decisions on where you're getting the food, and that sort of like opens up a whole new dimension to overworlds as opposed to like BT and Shipwreck, being maybe the more mechanical overworlds with crafting, and obviously like having to do mapless for BT overworlds, and I think it's just vibes, really. Like whatever you're going to be able to get into seed 1 and just feel comfortable, and not potentially like if you enter second by maybe 5 or 10 seconds, you got to not be able to get in your head about it. Like whatever the picks are going to be, you have to be able to just zone in and play your game, because for both of these runners, the player they're playing against, like you can't slip up at all. Like both of these runners will take a 10-second lead on a split and hold it the whole seed. Yep. And so any mistake, like any bad pearl to the fortress, any misstep, like misdirection in the overworld, any wrong route, or even like just misplaced blocks in the Bastion, losing a couple pigs, like that could be the entire seed for these runners if they're playing on their game, playing perfectly.
Absolutely.
And we have the
Rune Portal.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense to me. Banning a Rune Portal there from Silver. I mean, you want to slow down the pace maybe a little bit. You don't want Loki to get another 644 on you. And banning the village here from Loki, I guess maybe sort of the opposite, maybe wanting to play a seed with less reliable food potentially. But yeah, we're gonna pick a Shipwreck here first from Loki, and that's interesting going with the Shipwreck first. I feel like the Shipwreck we rarely see picked first. I feel like it's not necessarily that exciting of a seed to a lot of runners, but regardless, that's what we're going with, Feinberg. And I don't know about you, I'm ready for this. I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, could be a very slow, like wacky overworld. Maybe not the explosive start that these runners want. Like maybe we get 8 iron, maybe we have run and flesh. Maybe Shipwreck is hard to find off spawn. Looks like we're on an island, maybe with no trees even.
Yep, and
towards the Shipwreck now. I think Silver wanted to go to a dolphin and got a little baited. So
ooh, yeah,
maybe like a couple seconds here. And there's, oh my God, look at this. There's like 5 stews in that chest. Silver loots 3. Loki doesn't even take any of them.
I mean, yeah, you have
6 bread, 4 carrots. I don't know.
6 bread and 4 carrots is absolutely good. I think that it's just a little bit of a gamble. You know, you might get some weird effects from the stews, and it takes a lot of inventory space there.
That's the big thing, I think, in my opinion, is the inventory space. And like someone like Silver, I know recently has been so adamant about his inventory. Like, watch how he crafts here. Look at this. Oh, he's got the wheat in the spot there as well. This is gonna maybe mess him up. But he swapped his entire hotbar around. Like, I mean, Loki's got his axe on 3, but I think it's just because like he's just sort of crafting wherever. But Silver, look at his tools, 7, 8, and 9. But on his keyboard, on his hotkeys, however he has it mapped out, it's still like 1, 2, and 3. It's just flipped specifically for these overworlds. He's changed it fully in the last few months to where when he crafts like right away, it all like you craft and it auto slots. Like look at Loki, he has to offhand all his tools, and now they're in. So in a seed like this, if the ravine is on the island or there's a lava pool on the island or something, then you might not have time to offhand all your stuff to 1, 2, 3. You might have to just play where the tools are, or you just take the second or 2 to lose. And Silver has swapped his entire hotbar over the last few months to try to save that time. And so maybe for him, grabbing the stews is annoying because there's more stuff he has to get out of his inventory, more stuff he has to make his hotbar perfectly. I mean, Loki grabbed 0 stews also, so it could just be like don't want to deal with it at all. The potential downsides of blindness or weakness or whatever.
Yeah.
Not sure.
I think if you knew it was a saturation stew, you got to go for it. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
just a little bit.
It's
of variance,
unfortunately
little
it's a
bit weird.
suspicious stew, not a saturation stew.
It is sus. Yes, it is very sus.
Oh,
However.
jeez. Well, you're right.
And yeah, Loki just taking a bit of a lead here. I mean, nothing insane, right? But it is a solid start to the
It's
season.
very different terrain navigation, though. I will say Silver's hooked very far right here. Loki bridged
true.
a little bit more over left. I don't know if Silver's going to be able to make up any of the time here necessarily. Obviously, we can't X-ray the Bastion through the wall here, but Loki heading to the back of this treasure, and Silver is here. But yeah, look, he's approaching this from so far away. I don't think he really saved that much time, if anything. I think Loki still has held his lead into
Seems like about the
his
same.
Bastion split.
Now Loki starting out the treasure route here. I think we saw the fortress, so may have to break the spawner. That's something to think about here as Loki now heads up.
Yeah, we saw Dude break the
gold block towers
spawner
of pigs
in treasure last game, but we haven't done a check here at the top of the Bastion yet. So maybe the fortress is still visible from where we're at. And maybe this is a little bit of a scary Bastion. You'll notice right when Silver comes up here, there's actually a block gone on the staircase here in Treasure, which means the pigs could have wandered up, but it doesn't look like either runner really punished. No, Silver does have one pig up here, so he's got to take a little bit of a time loss here to sort of funnel this pig back down. And that's, I mean, it's just a few seconds, but it could cause him to lose a trade cycle or two of these piglins being out of gold, because you have to get all the gold here on this left rampart, bring it all the way back to the right, and that time that he lost could be pivotal in this seed, right? That's just another couple seconds that he can't make up time that he's already behind versus Loki. He has to find that time somewhere, and that Bastion is not helping. That little piglin mishap there.
Yeah, and I mean, it is obviously very close, but you know, you don't want to give Loki any kind of lead. That's not someone that is easy to make up time against here. We get some string from the double chest.
How much obsidian are we gonna have though? This is interesting.
Yeah, I don't see any. We haven't gone on the obsidian chest yet.
There's only 6 in that chest, so it's possible that we have to go down to lower treasure. Silver's got 9 right now, checking the trades, and he's on 15 only. Yeah, and so we're either going to be playing home portal here or going down to mine for 20 obby, or the last 20 gold here could just fully clutch up. We'll see when Silver checks his trades again. I think he's actually. Oh yeah, look, Loki has 22 obby. Loki has 22, so the trade's just fully clutched. Silver has 18, so he has maybe one or 2 less pigs, or just, behind on the route in general. So he has to wait here. And both these runners are just sending it. Neither breaking the spawner. But look at this, Loki doesn't see the fort. And Silver did troll this way, though, too.
Are they going the same direction? Yeah, I mean, that's very interesting.
Oh, Silver sees it, though. Silver spotted it. Loki sees the same spot, but Silver's made up his time.
Yeah, just a little bit, maybe just slightly different routing, and it ends up working out here for Silver a little bit better. And now look, they're just going through the same tunnel.
But Loki has a stray. That's 1 blaze on a cycle. And maybe heading different ways in this fort to try to find the spawners. A little bit of preemptive here from both the runners, looking for that orange spike. Trying to find a mob spawner spike. But where are we going? Very weirdly buried seed. And we can't use any pie information either, because obviously it's a treasure Bastion. We didn't pie in the first place. Sometimes you can know, if the spawner is 14 chunks away, I have to go farther into the fort, or it has to be kind of left here if you're sort of chunk counting. But these runners are just playing mainly off of vibes, and Loki's passed the vibe check first. Ben at the spawner hits the blaze, but Silver's still looking. I think he's going to find the spawner right now, but all this time save that Silver made up there is now gone.
Yep, Loki back in the lead with 2 rods, having cleared out the spawner mostly already. Silver now getting his first rod. He is behind. He is definitely behind here. And as we said, being behind against Loki is not the situation you want to be in.
I don't know where you make up the time, right? Terrain, we have gold picks for Silver. Does Loki have any gold? Maybe that's the difference. Loki has no gold in his inventory. Silver still has, I think, at 20. I don't know if he's going to make 6 gold picks, but maybe even just 1 or 2 digging through the netherrack here. Look at the terrain. Obviously, right here, we're very enclosed, but I feel like in this whole area, it was pretty enclosed. In the entire fort, we had no sort of visibility on anything. So we've got 8 gold, but he's going to make golden carrots for food. We have 1 gold pick. Still better than Loki's.
Look at that. Crafting some getting some sticks for a bow there for Loki. Nice heads up play there by him.
Look, he's got
Getting the
6
sixth rod. Is he gonna go for
maybe
7?
Going for a 7th? It's nice to have 7. You can
Yeah.
sort of just leave the eye. You don't have to worry about picking up at all. Ooh, Loki places his boat under him. Has to go down and grab that. But he's just a rod ahead and is
mishap
measuring.
there. But yeah, Loki on a very solid pace here. Gets the measurement.
Always
but,
gonna have
oh,
to
look
throw
at that.
straws. Yeah.
He's gonna have to throw a second.
And all the values on that Nimbot are large as
bad.
well.
Silver does not have to throw a second. So
Wow, that's just some RNG
That
time
is
that Silver's now made
significant.
up.
yeah.
Silver is 1 rod behind here. And if Loki had 7 rods, he wouldn't have to grab these eyes. And when you have to throw 2, and look, Silver's just gone first. And he has a
Wow.
gold pick in the 9 slot. So if there's any
That
Netherrack
is
Ranger, it's going to
unlucky
save
there
you the
for Loki.
time going. Oh,
Here we go.
Almost
Takes a
falls off the
lot of
board for
damage
Silver.
there on that pearl. Now Silver purling through this fortress.
oh,
and
oh,
Loki falls down.
the ravine that
With the
Silver was
reverse, but I
in.
think he's okay. Wow.
Taking even more of a time loss on that terrain.
Yeah, that is a huge time loss there. It's
We
funny
see
they
the gold
both
pick.
fell down there.
Silver gold pick. Cranking. We're still so far away from cords, though. I think it's maybe still 40 blocks away. And so he's going to pearl clip here to dig even faster. Loki heading to the same exact wall right now, but he's got no gold pick to go through this wall.
Ooh, yeah. Maybe choosing
That's
to
not
go
gonna
around a
move
little
out
bit
of the way.
here. Trying to see if he can find an opening.
Ooh,
Does find this
maybe.
little bit down here.
I just don't
This is
think
gonna
it's
work
not
out for
pushing
him, though.
left. It's got to push 40 blocks here to the left.
There's the Bastion, it looks
I
like.
swear Silver's digging the wrong way. Maybe not. I think I maybe read his chords wrong. I thought it was 56, but I guess it's 96 or something. And yeah, look, Loki going through the Bastion. But look, it's like open terrain in the Bastion almost. Like Loki's saving a lot of time on this terrain nav.
And Silver
Silver
misses. He might, so maybe he did place the thing wrong. I'm not sure. We'll have to see.
Look,
Maybe he has
Loki's
to
on
dig
lower
down.
terrain. So Silver was in the netherrack above. Loki's on lower
Yeah.
terrain in the bottom. And I think he's at the same chords, but he might hit Stronghold. And he does.
Wow.
And there's big orange on the screen. And Loki now, every split we've traded back and forth, but when there's only 1 split left to go, Loki pulls ahead in the Stronghold, and Silver's got to dig so low here, at least Y30, if not even lower.
He does
And
find
there's
the
for
portal
Loki.
room now. Gonna get the hunger reset off. Can he hit the 0? What 0 do we have from Loki today? We got a 3-eye.
I mean, it's all about the 0.
He's
too. Like,
in.
Silver is not.
Oh, wow, look at this terrain.
What are we looking at? Wait a second.
This
Oh my
is-
god, that feels so bad. Oh, it's fine. Oh, it looks so terrible for a second.
Is he gonna be able to hit it here?
Easily can get the 95 here, I think.
Let's see.
Yeah, he's got a
Manages to
full,
get
full rotation.
a
Oh my god.
0 off here. Let's see. First bed looks good. This should be a very clean 0. The terrain was scary, but he managed to clutch up
Poor
and take
rotation.
this first seed here.
But he gets it done.
Very
I thought
clean
that
stuff by
second pearl-
Loki.
I thought he was so
Yeah.
dead off that second pearl. I don't know if it's the FOV or just like I'm not watching the full screen, but he threw that second pearl and I thought it was hitting the bottom
Yeah,
of that
it
overhang,
looked
and he
weird. It
was gonna
definitely
just
looked
be
weird.
So dead, like I thought it was just chalked. I thought it was.
I feel
over.
like that was a good sort of reaction. I feel like to the situation, to the environment. I mean, not panicking, right? Throwing the extra pearl that's needed, and managing to take this first seed. What a round we saw there, Feinberg. I mean, really, like you said, back and forth situation here. Silver leaving the stronghold or the fortress first, but Loki just managing to find better terrain ultimately.
Yeah, and I mean, it doesn't look that flippy floppy, but if we let's say we added another split, like there's obviously the finding stronghold split. What if we added split that just says like second portal? Silver would have a green split there by like 20 seconds. Like every
Right.
split, Asher to fort, Silver gains time. Fort to spawner, Loki gains time. On the blind, Silver gains time because he only throws 1. On the terrain nav, Loki gains time on the terrain nav, and then Silver misses the stronghold because he's too high. And then
Yep.
he's not even able to get into the end because he was on the surface for so long. There's infinite mobs in his stronghold. Can't get a good preemptive spike, but it wouldn't have mattered either way. Loki just hits the 0. Can't make up 20 seconds on a 0 cycle. And Loki takes seed 1. Part of me is kind of happy he took seed 1 because if it worked out the way that I thought, Loki basically lost the seed to having to throw 2 eyes, and that would have been kind of sad to watch. but
Yep.
he actually brought it back on that terrain nav, even without the gold pick. He went through the Bastion. We saw Silver was digging next to it at the very end of his terrain nav, and Loki, like, just because of the different way that he sort of approached the terrain, he sort of went into the Bastion from the right side, came out the left, and was just a little lower on the cord. Silver didn't, obviously, from Silver's situation, you don't want to dig down and fall into the lava, so he's just going to build it at whatever, like Y42, Y43, and it was just maybe literally 1 or 2 Y levels too high, and doesn't hit the stronghold, can't get the preemptive spike, can't get in the end fast enough. Loki takes C1.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate there for Silver, but like you said, it would have been kind of lame if Loki just, had to throw 2 eyes. I will say though, I mean, I feel like there are things like that happen, and Silver did a good job of, just playing the seed through and not losing focus, even though he was a little bit behind, right? Like, I feel like that is a skill in and of itself.
And you could say the same thing about, like, it's lame if Silver lost because he missed stronghold because he was too high.
Yeah.
The same idea, right? It's like Silver, you build at Y43, it should hit most of the time. It's the random game that we play. It's the nature that every seed is different. Every stronghold's at a different Y level. Every eye travels at a different angle. Like, you can't make a consistent strat for everything. Can't memorize every seed.
And we have a desert temple here next, Feinberg. So very exciting stuff. Maybe we'll see the change in meta that we've seen. I'm curious to see how much food these runners are going to get. I mean, like we've said many times, the new strategy is sort of to get as little food as possible and just accept the time save, and try and, deal with that low food situation as best as you can in order to enter the nether faster.
Yeah, I mean, I think a desert temple seed is maybe the seed that has the most potential for something to go wrong, because you're pressured by your opponent and pressured by the meta and just pressured in general to play with no food and try to play as fast as possible. And maybe the little bit of rotten flesh that you have gives you, like, more security than you should be playing with, right? Like, you think you have more health than you do. You think you're healing faster than you do. I feel like so much can go wrong, especially if there's nerves, right? I'm kind of surprised that neither runner banned the Desert Temple, but maybe they're just the most comfortable players ever on these low food seeds. Or we're going to get 5 gaps or a notch apple, and it's going to be irrelevant. We'll see.
That first match was absolutely similar. I'm very excited to see this next seed here. As
4 iron,
2 gaps,
Surely
and
we have 3
26
diamonds.
run flesh.
Oh yeah, Loki has the diamonds in his hotbar. Silver has the iron in his hotbar. So we figured it out through the power of both
Very
of our
nice.
POVs that we have a diamond pickaxe.
Very nice. So maybe not needing to get 20 obby like last time where we needed to wait a while in that Bastion. And there are lots of food options here if they want to go for it. I mean,
and
lots
there's
of
already
pigs,
a
lots of cows.
massive difference. Oh my god, a room portal for Loki. Heading towards
See what we got here.
this room portal. What is on
looting?
that? Oh, that's got to be sharpness,
doesn't
I
look
think.
like it.
There's an S.
There's an S.
But it's big routing difference because not even the fact that he needs to use it to enter, but the flint and steel is so pivotal. Look at where Silver's going now.
Right.
Ocean.
So we're not seeing
the routing difference as well. Loki can get some animals here because, he doesn't have to go out of his way. He can overlap this flint and steel, overlap the TNT and everything. Like, he's able to get this one.
He's going to go for it.
Because he has his tools. Yeah, I don't know if Silver just didn't see this. I'm so confused here.
Let's see.
I've never in my life seen a room portal like fail to generate this way. Like, I don't even think it's possible, but I just haven't even seen Silver look this way on a screen at all. Like, obviously sometimes we've seen like lava pools can fail to generate. Like, seeds are just sort of random. Like, sometimes trees are different positions, stuff like that. Never seen a room portal fail.
I think a rune portal is a structure. I feel like it should generate every time.
Always work. Yeah.
I could be wrong.
But it doesn't even matter. Like, I mean, they entered at exactly the same time. Loki just has a 2 pork chop advantage. Maybe Loki just got a little bit too much stuff in the overworld. Like, I'm shocked that Loki is not 10-15 seconds ahead. I don't know how the flint and steel buff, like, Silver had to swim down and up in an ocean, and he's only like he's heading down the Bastion at the same exact time, like 3 seconds behind maybe.
And getting the food was really not that long. Like, that was like a second or something for Loki. So I don't think you can chalk it up to that decision. But in either case, we
Silver has food,
starting the
I
route.
didn't even know this. Silver has 5 pork chop in his inventory. Silver might just be in a better situation. He has 5 pork chop and 3.
Oh, wow, I
meat
just
as
missed
well.
this entirely. Yeah, I mean, I saw Loki kill 1 pig, and I was thinking, you know, that's significant. But Silver looks like he maybe killed 2 pigs.
I mean, maybe the room portal was just so out of the way, right? That like Loki had to run maybe 10, 15 seconds to even get there. Like
Yeah, maybe that was the difference there. Now,
I have no
the
idea.
runners just continuing this housing route here, Feinberg, and I mean, you know, things are looking pretty standard here so far in this seed. I am looking to see. We've got 6 pearls so far, so maybe
I mean, it's just a
these
smooth
runners are going to go
situation.
for. Oh wow! Look at all that obby.
I guess we have
There's
2
Bobby in the
gaps.
front chest.
Okay, threw a pearl on accident. That's massive. 2.5 hearts. That's like half a pork chop, and he only has 1 left.
Yeah.
He just ate a pork
No,
chop
that's
in the
not a
Bastion,
good
and he
mistake
might-
at all.
He might literally eat the second pork chop in the Bastion. If not, like off his first pearl, Silver has 2 beef, 5 pork chop, and the gaps.
Oh my
He
god.
he could throw out the rotten flesh at this point to save an inventory slot. Like he just doesn't need all this food. And we're leaving the
And
Bastion.
he's out.
Do we only
He
have
can throw
17
so many
pearls
pearls here because of all that
I'm-
food.
I'm interested at how many pearls we have. I don't know if there's 3 stacks in the inventory. No, there's not. He has 15 pearls only. Do we know this? Yes,
Wow.
he's opting to not throw this pearl here. Just now aware that he only has 15. And look at Loki. Loki has 23 pearls. So Loki can whip these
Loki's-
pearls farther. And Silver might already be in a situation where he can't zero cycle. It might already be gone. The opportunity.
Yeah.
Loki could have
Now,
already
I think
basically
I
won
like
this.
this. I was gonna say I really like this decision from Loki just to wait a little bit longer to secure those pearls. And you know, I mean, it is. I did like the decision honestly to get some food for Silver, especially because he didn't lose that much time. But now I feel like a lot of that advantage that he had of with that food is gone, right? He can't throw the pearls, which is the
15
primary
pearls,
advantage
exactly.
of the food.
Yeah. That's where you're wasting all the food. Exactly, Nerdy. So the number one, like 95% of the time you're losing hearts, you're using food is from pearl damage. It's from damage in general. And then these runners play so clean, so precise everywhere else that all the damage you're taking is from the pearls. And Silver just can't even throw any.
Yep. And on the flip side here, Loki is on rotten flesh, so it is kind of awkward as far as throwing pearls, but it is still he has the
gets to throw them.
pearls.
And he has 1 gap
one
and
more
1
pork
pork
chop.
chop still. Yeah, and 1 gap in the bottom right slot of his inventory. So
Yeah.
Loki can definitely get to the stronghold without a hunger reset. Maybe he can even zero without a hunger reset. And Silver, again, might not even be able to zero. Like if his eye breaks, if it's a 0 eye, if it's caged, like there's a lot of situations where he can zero, but there's a lot of situations where he can't. And not being able to zero cycle against someone like Loki, where if you have the pearls, you have the health, almost everything we can hit the 0 on, and we're back in the ice spikes. Maybe a bit traumatic for Silver. Hit surface with his second portal and then ice spikes last seed.
True, that's
and we're
crazy.
back.
What are the odds of hitting
is
2
this?
ice spikes?
300 distance though, so we don't even need a pearl. So bad for Loki fans. Stronghold is so close.
Oh wow, yeah. And that advantage that Loki had may be
Look at what Loki's doing.
sort of
This
insignificant.
is so smart. He built a second portal because the first one was in a cave.
Oh
To
wow, I
to
love that
go
play.
back
I
faster,
love
like
that
a
play.
2-second
I've
time
never
save.
seen that. I've literally never seen that before.
Oh, we have
What a
37 obby. I don't know if I've ever seen that before in playoffs. It's a play that you almost never think of because why do you have 30 obby? Like, and when is your portal going to be different? But Silver's in first.
Silver's in first? Let's see here.
I mean, if it's a 0 eye
That looks
and
good to me. That
caged
spike there
and
looked
back,
good.
it's maybe not zeroable. There's a lot of ifs for Silver to not have to zero this, but it's possible.
And there it is. The portal room.
That's a
It's a
1 eye.
one eye.
So he's gonna have 4 pearls here for the 0. Should be fully hittable, and it's open.
Very
And we have the
open.
explosives, 7, in fact.
Back 1 and 8 here, Feinberg.
I mean, he's
Can
got
Silver
the
make
health,
this happen?
got the blocks. He's gonna push
Go to 90s.
97.
Wow. Builds his setup here.
It's there, yeah.
First bed. Looks solid. Gonna go for the double bed now. No, not choosing to go for the double bed here.
Maybe he was scared about
Maybe
the
just-
dragon's height. Didn't
Yeah.
want to take a little bit of a risk there, but it's just looking like a clean 5 bed. Don't even need the extra rotations.
Wow.
Loki's not even in the end yet, and it's a sub 8.
And I feel like that decision from Loki to go get the extra pearls. I mean, we were both saying we agreed with the play at the time, but I think ultimately with the stronghold being so close, it just didn't really matter.
And how
Those
different would
pearls
this
were not
seed be
needed.
if we had to throw 3 pearls to Cords? Because it was a full lava seed terrain, right? Like if Silver can't throw pearls, what does he do?
Yep.
Like maybe you throw the pearls and you commit to ground 0. I don't know if we had the anchor or the iron bars, right? But if we have the explosives, you can potentially enter the end on 0 pearls, fully commit to the ground 0, and you only lose maybe 20 seconds in the end fight. But that's such a large amount of time. 20 seconds on a seed, like I don't know. It worked out so well in Silver's favor that he had to literally throw 0 pearls to get to Cords. He jumped in the lava lake and built 15 blocks and he was there. Like, I don't know, just crazy play that worked out for him. And I don't know if Silver even left the Bastion knowing that he had less pearls or if it's just something that happened. Because obviously, if you're trying to play so fast, you're in playoffs, the nerves are going, you hop in your trade hole at the very start of the Bastion route. Like as you sort of put the gold in the corner, you have like 15 pearls, you split the stacks, and then you just pick up your trades at the very end and you leave. You might just sort of assume that the stack in your inventory has more than literally 1 pearl, especially if his hotbar filled to 16, right? You would think that he probably has 2 stacks, if not even more, and then he throws 2 pearls and he's down to 15. So it might be something that he didn't even notice necessarily that just ended up not mattering in the long term, right? In the seed, just because 300 distance stronghold, good terrain to fort, easy 0 as well, need all the pearls, was a 1-eye, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it could be one of those decisions that, just is the correct play and just the most of the time, and just this time it wasn't one of those times. So I don't know, it's hard to say, but in either case, very well played to Silver regardless, very well played to Loki regardless, and I think we've got an exciting matchup here, Fiber, 1-1. Both seeds have been incredibly close so far, and I'm hoping to see that continue into this 3rd seed.
Yeah, and what are we? I think we're getting a buried treasure for the 3rd seed. Let's see. Right now, I'm pretty sure it's the last seed type that hasn't been picked yet, and it is. And
Also,
I'm excited.
735 on a Desert Temple is crazy. That's something I just noticed. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, with the new meta of like the Desert Temple seeds were so slow in the past because people would sort of over collect food. Like it would be very normal. And I mean, Silver did have 8 beef and pork chop combos. So not even that he entered with no food. People are just like, I mean, so good nowadays. But that used to be why temples were slower, is that the overworld type of themselves was way slower, and runners just weren't as good as juggling, like, because it's not something you play in RSG, right? You're not resetting for Desert Temple for a sub 7 for world record. It's just not, you play BTs, that's it. And so it was something maybe that in previous seasons runners weren't accustomed to, like, where are we getting the flint, where are we getting our food, what are we doing for like the wood, how do I clear my inventory, right? Like, what are we keeping? Like, obviously no gunpowder, spider eyes, bones, enchanted books, emeralds, like everything. And maybe people are just more comfortable with it nowadays.
According to, I read a chat message that said that BT is Silver's best seed against Loki, statistically, Feinberg. So I don't know how much that is relevant. Maybe it's just low sample size, but regardless, we have an exciting matchup here as Silver, look at that, immediately finds the BT.
Loki's in the wrong chunk, I think.
A little bit behind. Oh yeah, he is behind. Yeah, look at this. Just messes that up, unfortunately.
Wow. That might be the
and
first
that is
time
a
I've seen
significant.
Is that the first time someone's dug in the wrong chunk in playoffs all season?
Yeah,
And
I
it's
think
Loki,
so. I mean, I'm not
nonetheless,
aware of a
like,
time.
That's crazy.
I think it's also a bit of a confidence loss, right? Like, I mean, maybe not for Loki, but for a lot of runners, that would be a confidence loss.
I think that totally hits the mental, right?
Yeah.
That you miss the BT and you're crafting your tools and Silver's going to get hot stuff in 5 seconds. Like, look at, we're above the ravine at 40 seconds. If the flint rates were better, this could maybe have been a sub 1 enter. It's going to be sub 110.
Yeah,
like,
just crazy stuff. Oh my God.
Silver's
no.
Hopper a little messed up there.
Almost a sub 1 enter.
Yeah,
Almost.
104 enter, like
crazy stuff.
Oh, and the Bastion's just a little too far. I think I was ready for some sub 6 cinema.
Yeah, that would have been fantastic.
Almost on that room portal seed earlier, but this is a 1 flat BT seed enter. Like, sometimes these seed types can just go crazy.
Now Silver just starting to find the right terrain. It's a little bit awkward here for sure.
He's forcing this up terrain, and I like this play. Didn't really stutter too much, and there's a second fortress. He saw a fort behind him off spawn, but this one obviously much closer.
Ooh,
Voting
a little awkward. Oh. That was scary there, but
It was
Silver
a little
managed
scary.
to be okay. We have
I mean, this is going to be a
double,
fast seed,
triple
though. Yeah,
housing.
this is how exactly. This is housing. We're going to be at the top down here, almost sub 2. Should be
Using
in the
all his
fourths
blocks
before.
there for Silver, using the extra blocks that he had from the
No armor in this chest,
overworld.
but we have Gilded. Can distract here. 6 obsidian. Gonna maybe expect him to loot both the chests over here. And no, we have the gold axe. Makes sense. Perfect play. Just gonna dig it out.
I
Gonna
bring
get
these
all the
pigs.
here. Is
Now,
Loki gonna
is
play this
a bit
differently?
behind.
Yeah, how? Because he's entering the Bastion in a very different spot.
Oh.
We're just gonna dig
And
here.
I think he's gonna skip. He's gonna skip the obby chest. At least the
Yeah.
one that we know of.
That's big potentially. It's 6 obby in that left double chest.
Yep.
And this is gonna start the trades way faster, right? Like he doesn't have to waste the time checking it. But he's out 6 obby because he didn't. So if there's no obby in the bottom double chest here, maybe he goes out to the manhunt chest and looks. But if he has to go all the way back up, like you're leaving the Bastion so slow because of that, can't directly go to the fort. Could be a lot of time saved for Silver.
Now, Loki. Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see. I'm not seeing. We haven't seen the double chest. Well, that's going to be very pivotal here potentially.
Silver
Could
has
lose
20
Loki
gold
even
in his
more time.
inventory. Does he know he has 20 gold in his inventory that is not being traded? Yes, he does.
Does now. Does now. Let's check this. This chest is
No,
going to be
there's
important
no
here.
obby.
This is good for Silver. That front chest has 0 obby, which means that now Loki is going to have an obby situation here potentially.
Yeah, well, Silver only has 15 right now from the trades, so there's only 9 from the trades themselves because there's 6 from the upper chest. Silver's going to get a pearl hangout here. And maybe the train's not as bad to leave and you know, check that double. But Loki doesn't have the info is the problem. Loki's going up right now. Are his trades done already?
Maybe, but he knows that he needs to check these chests. So that's exactly what he's going to do here. And this is just time loss for Loki, as he's now in a very awkward situation of having to pearl, and there's piglins behind him.
And did he maybe not fully loot one of these chests? Like he's going back.
Look at all these piglins. And Loki just, oh man, this is really scuffed here by Loki.
I don't know what he's forcing so hard here. Just maybe trying to go back down the Bastion to his trades.
Yeah.
But he could have went out the side. Just like a little overwhelmed on the terrain. And Silver's already blaze bedded in the fort. A very commanding lead on this seed. We've seen both these runners back and forth the last 2 seeds, but the time is just compounding now for Silver.
Yeah, this seems like we have some momentum going on here for Silver potentially, as Loki now eats this salmon and pearls over to this spawner.
But he can't.
So I mean, he is behind. Yeah.
Silver's got gold still for gold picks. Like, does Loki even have gold for gold picks? Like, Silver's not behind in any way whatsoever. Like last seed, you could argue, okay, Silver has 15 pearls. Could go bad for Silver in this situation. But now, Silver has 2 stacks of pearls, has a gold pick, still has 6 salmon as well. Loki's down to 4 salmon, and I don't think it's really going to matter. But if it is, you know, 2,500 block stronghold, those 2 salmon, that's 3 extra pearls that Silver can throw before he has to hunger reset. But it's 900 blocks away. So both runners should be fine on food.
Get the angle. Let's see. This terrain looks pretty open, so we'll have to see exactly which direction it is. But yeah, it looks like maybe there's a lava pool in the way, but Silver's going to get a pearl hangout here.
Yep.
Loki gets some rods here. Should expect to see Loki measuring quite soon. As now,
Silver's just so far ahead. Like maybe he can even leave off this cycle if he gets 3 rods. I think he's got 2 already. On the last blaze, no drop.
Oh.
And is he going to commit? He sees a stray. Yeah. Thought maybe he was heading to the second spawner, but he's just going to kill this 1 stray here. And it
does not get it.
And it's... Oh my god, that scared me. Just fully fell off the fort on 2 RD. Maybe even
Loki has another eye situation here. I think he had to measure 2, I believe. I was looking at Silver, but I think he had to measure 2. Yeah, he did have to measure 2. I can see on the Nimbot. So
Loki pearling as well, but Silver's got the rod and he's out.
Let's see here.
Oh, bad throw
Silver.
from Silver. Gonna be burning through the salmon. Loki could save a little bit of time on the terrain nav. Maybe if this one blaze, but it's just one, didn't drop from this extra spawner. That's where I thought Silver was heading, but he doesn't. But he's in the stronghold for Silver here. No mismeasure. Big orange to the left. But he's
Let's see
committing
here.
mid here.
Yeah,
Is
he
it
likes
the
the
mid
spike,
commit?
I think.
Did he hear it even? He does. I see Silverfish on the subtitles.
There
and
it
it's
is.
there.
Wow.
Fisherman, zombie villager in the portal room.
Loki just still in the fortress. What a lead here by Silver on this seed. Absolutely
Maybe a tough
crushing.
zero.
This.
He's got the
Let's
gold
see.
pick on the pearl clip, but he can't throw 2 pearls here. He doesn't have food. He's gonna go for this. This could be scary. He's at
See here.
90, gets down to 90 barely.
Go for the side setup.
And he's here with a rotation to spare as well. This is not going to break the crystal. It's just about
It
breaks
broke
the bed
though.
And now the door's open for Loki to hit a 0 cycle potentially. I'm shocked that broke the bed because he was at 90. And maybe he went to 91. I thought he adjusted back down to 90, but maybe his staircase setup just builds 1 block too high. I think he did in fact go to 91, and it did break the bed. And so we'll have to see, is Loki going to go to 91? Is Loki even going to make it to 95? But Loki's going left here in the stronghold.
Yeah,
is he
this
going
is
to hear
not
the
the right
Silverfish
way.
ever? Does he hear them though? He's like directly under the portal room at this point, but now he's too far down. And this is so bad for the spike. I think he's in the chunk with the spawner. So everywhere he's scanning is giving him a spike. He gets the Silverfish audio, but he doesn't know, now he does, that it's above him. Sees it in the cave. 2.5 hearts. He gets the hunger reset. But is Silver's perch happening? And it is. Doesn't matter at all. Don't even get to see Loki attempt the 0.
And here we go. Let's see if he can hit this 1 cycle here. First 2 very solid beds. That 3rd bed's good. Can he make it a 4 bed? He can indeed. As Silver takes seed number 3, Feinberg, and he has a 2-1 lead over the 3-time playoff champion. This is maybe, some people might be saying this is a bit of an upset so far, Feinberg.
Yeah, I mean, this is very surprising. Like, I mean, we know these runners are so close, and we'll see if Silver can win 3-1. That might be the upset. But, I mean, Nerdy, not all 3 O's are created equal. Not all 3 1s are created equal. Not all 3 2s are created equal. What I'm looking at on this seed right now is I'm looking at the end enter split, 1 minute and 28 seconds. I'm looking at the individual splits as well. Silver only lost 2 seconds getting to the Bastion, saved 30 seconds getting to the fort, saved 20 seconds getting to the stronghold, saved 20 seconds on the nav. That's just something that should never be happening against a guy like Loki.
I mean, Silver's just playing lights out today.
Exactly.
I mean, even on the seed 1,
Words out of my
Silver
mouth.
was playing
out.
well. Yeah. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, Silver's playing amazing today. I mean, he's clearly on his game. I mean, Loki as well, just a very skilled runner, but we saw him mess up the overworld, which is what we were kind of saying at the beginning. And I feel like this is something that's so common in sports and games, is like the momentum, right? The momentum right now, it's all in Silver's favor. It's all in Silver's favor. I feel like we've seen Loki a little bit shaky, which is rare to say. And I mean, taking a 2-1 lead over Loki, the nerves might be starting to kick in for Loki. He's got to lock in. On the other hand, we've talked about this before, but Silver can't, he's got to keep going. He can't slow down. He can't, he hasn't won this yet. And so I feel like there is that chance that maybe Silver feels, oh, I have 2 seeds to beat him. I can do this. And that's what gives Loki the chance to lock in and get some advantage over Silver. But in either case, I feel like this is a tricky situation for Loki. This is not going to be an easy win if he takes this. And he's going to need to win 2 seeds in a row against someone who's just an incredible player. And I don't know. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, Feinberg.
Yeah, I mean, he gets to pick the seed type, though. Let's see what Loki wants to play. Any overworld is available. Oh, I've been told we're going to stall. I don't know if the broadcast heard that. I don't know. I never know, because I hear Oliver in my ear, but I don't know.
I don't think they do. I don't think they ever do. I don't think they ever do.
I don't think they ever hear. I mean, the thing is, Oliver can choose that, though. Like, Oliver can know, like we don't know. We're always hearing him, but he just has to flip a little switch in OBS. Apparently they don't. But like,
in my head, I was like, man, I'm yapping way too long. I gotta shut up here. But I guess I wasn't yapping long enough.
we are seeing a potential Fulham analysis of what we've been told to wait for. I will say, I just looked, Nerdy. Loki has only lost to 2 people in playoffs, right? He's won season 2, 4, and 6. Opted out of playing in season 5. Season 3, he lost to Hacks. Season 1, he lost to Ankle Boy. That's it. He's won every other playoffs match he's ever played. And the 2 people that he's lost to, in my head, are very mechanically intensive players. When I think of Anko, when I think of Hacks, I mean, when I think of Hacks, I think of someone who's just, I can't make up any time on any split ever. From what I saw last week, from what we saw today even as well.
You did good, Feinberg. You did well. You did well. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
The point is, it's interesting that now Silver, someone who you think is more of a completely like all-around decision-making player primarily, right? And I'm not sort of trying to discredit Silver for the work he's put in on his mechanics, obviously, right? Not trying to discredit that at all. But if anyone's been following Loki's YouTube channel, posted a clip compilation a couple weeks ago.
Oh my God!
Saying is that
clip compilation.
All I'm saying is that Loki is like the only person that can post that. Like, I'm not trying to diss anybody else. I'm not trying to say, but that video would not hit the same on Silver 2, would not hit the same on Duke's channel, would not hit the same on Feinberg Sucks. That's a Loki video and a Loki video only. Because of the impact that he's had in the scene, the mechanics, everything that he's worked for. Like, it is his domain in the ranked space, in the speedrunning space. And Silver's taking him up 2-1 right now.
And speaking of which, if any seeds are going to be mechanically intensive, it is going to be the fastest possible Rune Portal seed, which is what we have next year, Feinberg.
Yeah, it's what Silver banned, right? Maybe it just gets Loki in the groove. Like, we're trying to get a sub-7. Like, I mean, that Desert Temple seed was close to sub-7. This BT seed was a 1 flat enter. And I mean, if you're picking the Rune Portal, Loki's not going to be able to miss the spike. I can't believe he dug on the wrong chunk. That's crazy. There we are. It's an ocean seed. This is scary. Going to be very low food. I lied. We have 7 golden carrots in the chest.
Wow. That is a crazy. This seed has immense potential here, Feinberg. I'm believing.
Though, so far, what if someone just enters?
Yeah, you could get a crimson biome. I mean, that's an option, but then you wouldn't be able to craft a boat. It's very awkward. What is the decision we're going to see? It looks like both runners.
Oh my God, Silver's going to enter.
Silver's going in.
Gonna enter.
This is a bit of a risky play here.
Time loss if there's no wood.
He's in a biome. He can get it. He can get a tree in the nether here.
That could be the whole seed. That could be it. That could be the entire seed. Loki's ranked playoffs could be over. This is a massive time save. I don't even know how to quantify it. This might be 30 seconds. This might be a minute. I don't know. Look how far away Loki is.
Yeah. And I mean, Loki is able to get shears, and Loki is able to craft a boat, which could be nice. But I mean, yeah, like you said, Feinberg, this is a huge time save initially for Silver, and
it just doesn't matter.
Loki's gonna know. Loki's gonna know that he is behind by a lot this seed just to start off, and he can't afford to lose one more seed.
How do you not think about that?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it is. I think it's one of those things where it's just worth checking, at the very least. But in either case, now
Silver can't make a boat, but he's on the God boat eye sense, so you don't need the boat to boat eye. Like, obviously, if we need to manage any terrain here, but we're at the Bastion, we're gonna have pearls. Yeah. Why do we need the boat, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, I'm just trying to think of any kind of advantage that Loki could have, but no, that's a fair point there, Feinberg. And I mean, Silver is.
Let's truly see Silver. When is he going down the Bastion? Loki, I think, to his credit, has made up a lot of time, because obviously Silver had to mine all these logs in the nether, so like the enter doesn't really matter. Silver's digging these backups here at 158 to let the pigs in. Not the backups, I should say, just the basalt there. I don't think Loki is as behind as I was giving Silver credit for. Loki seems to actually only be about 12 seconds behind.
Yeah, I mean, he does have blocks, you know, he does have other things.
I think it's honestly incredible that he's only 12 seconds behind.
I mean, definitely an interesting, a huge difference in the overworld routing, obviously, and that is going to be interesting to see how this impacts the run. I mean, definitely the blocks are nice for Loki, so that is something that I feel like could save him some time moving forward in this seed, but I don't know. At the end of the day, Silver does definitely have. Maybe, oh, man, I feel like Loki's catching up time a lot though. As I'm saying this, like only 10 seconds behind at this point, Firebird.
Yeah, I mean, Silver burned his gold pick for blocks, right? Loki's using it in the Bastion to mine the blocks, like guarding the gold blocks faster. I don't know how to explain that better, but like the black stone that's in the way, he's using the gold pick, and that adds up a lot of time versus just a raw iron pick. The gold pick goes crazy in those situations, and so we could even be seeing Loki make up time in the Bastion route itself. Not only just like getting the top down chests better, but in just mining the gold blocks here, Loki could be saving time. Is Silver leaving the Bastion right now? This is a really interesting way to leave the Bastion for Silver. And Loki finds the exact same thing. But look, I swear he's only 4 or 5 seconds behind now.
Yeah, he really is. I mean, that's incredible stuff. I mean, we both thought that Silver would just had this massive lead, but in reality, I mean, with all the decisions that Loki's made, he's not that behind.
Loki might even be on the... Loki's at the spawner, like, first!
He's ahead!
And it's a double spawner! He's made up all the time. I don't even know how.
Man, what a close seed. It's hard to say exactly who's ahead, but the fact that Loki has come back is very impressive to me.
I mean, there's 7 blazes on the screen. This could just be a double spawner play where you don't even blaze bed. How many rods do we even have? We have 4. We have another spawn for Loki here. Do you just pre-craft?
It's going to be 5. Yes,
yeah,
it is
5
indeed
rods.
5.
Like, are we even blaze bedding either runner? But like, the pre-crafts are so crucial. 5 beds. 1 anchor Loki can still craft. And yeah, he's not even blaze bedding. We're just sending the portal. Because you get 1 rod here and you're good. Off of 2 spawners. And he does.
This should be the 5th rod. And the 6th rod there for Loki. Meanwhile, Silver 1 rod behind and blinding. Wow, incredible stuff.
Another snow biome.
It's just a snowy day, Feinberg. It's a snowy day.
They're colding.
Today's playoffs.
I know Loki can craft 1 anchor that I don't think he crafted. That's the only thing here. Aggressive pro back to cords. Silver doesn't need to do that, but Silver needs 1 more rod. Loki can just leave. Again, I'm a little worried about that 1 anchor that he didn't craft, but we do have 5 beds. We do have to deal with these wither skellies, maybe. Silver's just leaving.
I could be wrong. I think it's a 96%. There's a chance he misses, I think.
I think they're going to the same cords. Did Silver get a 6th rod? I just missed him killing 1 extra blaze.
I don't know. I mean, he blinded on 5, I thought.
Loki messed up his bubble crawl like twice, though.
And look at this now, Silver, I think.
Yeah, like Silver's just ahead because of just the dig here.
Wow.
He saves time on having maybe an extra gold pick and hitting the boat crawl first. And this like 5 to 10 seconds could be Loki out of playoffs, but we have no clean spike at all.
Yeah.
We're just sending the big spike that we do have. Loki's sending this spike as well. Silver
does get some numbers that he likes.
Finally, and he finds
there it is.
But Loki's right
first,
here,
I believe.
I don't know if it matters.
Let's see. Can
Silver's
Silver
in
hit
at
the 0?
550. Loki in at 551.
Ooh, he messes up his. No, he messes up the pearl clip. Loki does not mess up the pearl clip here.
And Silver's on 2
may give him the opportunity.
Has to eat the golden carrot. He has to go lower. That's it for Loki. Can Silver even get to 95? Is Loki going to go to 99 here? No. Does Silver get to 95? No!
And Loki gets the first bed there, takes a death there for Silver, and that means that Loki should be able to close out this seed with that 0. An absolute nail-biter of a seed there, Feinberg. What a fantastic seed. What a fantastic round. And Loki takes us to a game number 5. Wow. Wow.
I gotta scoot back in here. Holy shit, man. I don't have words that can explain that.
641 as well.
Other than holy shit. Like, I don't know how else to say that. I don't know.
Wow.
I thought the seed was over a minute in.
Yeah.
And Loki claws it all the way back. He saved how did he save 20 seconds in the Bastion? How is that possible? It doesn't look real. That makes no sense.
I don't know. 24 seconds. Yeah.
I don't get it. He saved 1 second on
Silver got all top chests apparently. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, 20 seconds.
That's so crazy. I mean,
on a housing, like it's
against
something.
Silver as well. Someone who's very, very skilled.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. It makes no sense. I thought he would be so ahead off that wood play. He just enters, doesn't have to swim to the other island. Like, I guess Silver did like look at the other island, right? And he did sort of, he was thinking about it. Like, you could see in his gameplay that he was like, am I swimming here? Am I entering? He kind of cut back to the island and then cut back again and was like, I don't care. Like, I'm just going to enter. If there's wood, there's wood. If there's no wood. And maybe he's doing that because he's a seed up. He's 2-1, right? Like, it's not his tournament life on the line. Maybe he's doing that saying like, oh, it's a little bit of an aura play, right? Like, if I hit the wood, it saves so much time and I win entirely. And if I don't hit the wood,
Yeah.
I have another seed. Or it only loses me, what, 8 seconds? Like,
Something like that, yeah.
I don't know. And he hits the wood and it somehow doesn't matter at all. It comes down to the pearl clip for 0.
Wow.
And Silver
Just incredible stuff.
can't get to 95. And he needed to get to 95 too, is the thing, because Loki brought it back to be within a second on that end enter. And you have to assume that Loki's hitting the 0. You have to assume that he's hitting the pearl clip, hitting 95. So Silver had to push it and just got yeeted off. And we are going to wait for a Fulham analysis.
Yeah, that was just super, super close. I feel like, I mean, entering within what, like a couple of seconds within of each other, and I don't know, that was just fantastic stuff from Loki, able to clutch out the 0 despite kind of being behind throughout that seed in a lot of ways. I feel like that is a difficult thing, you know, to maintain the mental throughout the seed when your tournament life is on the line, when you're behind entering all of these splits, still clawing back the time slowly but surely. And I don't know, to me that shows mental fortitude there, Feinberg, that we don't see very often, and I think is one of Loki's skills, able to lock in and not let the pressure get to him.
All right, we're sending it over to Fulham. Let's see what he has to analyze about that last seed, and we'll be back for seed 5. About that last.
Whew. Okay, what an amazing, amazing seed that was. We're going to be sending it all the way in this match to a seed number 5. Let's just talk about, obviously, the elephant in the room here, the big decision in the overworld. I'm actually showing you right at the end of the seed, showing the pinnacle, the difference between how that may play. Let's first talk about Silver's pickaxe debacle. We have another gold pickaxe in our inventory, but unfortunately, after speedily entering the end, we have an 057 pearl clip. Now, for those of you who may not know exactly what that means, I'm going to try and explain it to everyone. This is what we're looking at over here. This number right here. This tells us how high the terrain map above us is. Meaning that because we're at Y49, the top block is at Y57. So, with this knowledge, we're able to do a pearl clip by throwing a pearl at a specific angle and get through the blocks. However, notice here that Silver's pickaxe breaks after just 3 blocks mined, and we need to get that 4th block mined. A little bit unfortunate. He does have another gold pickaxe in the inventory, but instantly takes out the iron one, which isn't a major problem. It's not going to save him a bunch of time by having a gold pick here. The problem comes when we go for this shift pearl to go for the double block pearl clip, and we miss. We have to throw another pearl after taking 1 heart's worth of fall damage, clipping through the block, and we're down to 4 hearts. Now, this is still a front dragon, so it's very possible, and we have 3 golden carrots on the hotbar, so we can eat as soon as our hunger goes down. And our hunger goes down as we're in our inventory. The problem is here, Silver goes for a setupless 0, meaning that because he's so mechanically gifted, he's able to organize his inventory in the time it takes him to get to the tower. This is something that's a very, very high level play that you'll see some really, really top runners do. In this situation, Silver not only needs to organize his inventory, but he also needs to eat. And the problem is, runners will have themselves a set inventory with set positions for each individual part of the run and each individual component of the 0 cycle. Be that beds, bows, pearls, blocks, obsidian, everything has its own slot so that you can almost brain off I know where everything is in my hotbar, and I can just go boom, 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 and all I'm focused on the dragon, the damage, the rotations. I don't have to worry about where anything is in my hotbar. In this situation, his food was in his 6 slot, and he replaces it with a bow. Now, he needs to eat because he's on 2 hearts, meaning he can't pearl up the tower. So we need to now wait, open our inventory again, try and put the food in our offhand. And for some reason, my bitrate is falling to pieces. Once we get the food in our offhand, we have to wait to heal back up to be able to throw the pearl. That's 3 more seconds. That's 1 more dragon rotation down, meaning we now can't push 99. Once we've landed the pearl, which is a little bit low, we can try and push 95, but after the accumulation of errors, the gold pickaxe breaking, the double pearl clip miss, the need to open the inventory the 2nd time to get the food out of the inventory, the not ideal pearl up the side of the tower, we're there a little bit too late. And this culminates in being hit off by the dragon, and he opens his inventory to see that at the very start of the run, we didn't get the wood in the overworld. There's no way he can clutch this out. With 1 heart, no healing, no boat. Because, of course, you can't make a boat from netherwood. And that is what's going to cause him to die. Of course, Loki did not miss the 0. So even if he would have been able to clutch it out, he wouldn't have been able to bring back this seed. But it's such an interesting 0 cycle that I had to go back to it. It is 2 seeds apiece. And I'm so excited for this seed 5.
The wood did kind of matter. I mean, not really, because he would have lost. But like I told you, Feinberg, I knew that boat was going to be relevant.
No boat for the clutch.
I told you, man. I knew it. I leaked the script early. That was foreshadowing,
That is
guys.
where the
That
boat
was
matters.
foreshadowing.
That's true. All right, Nerdy, what seed are we getting for seed 5? Let's
What
see
is Silver gonna
what-
pick? I think Silver's gonna pick BT.
I mean, Loki missed the chunk. That's true. That is
Yep.
fully true. That is a big
That's my guess.
statement.
And Silver picks Desert Temple. Interesting. Okay.
I mean, I don't know how much
Okay.
he looked at the VODs, right? Like, but he did have such a food lead on that Desert Temple seed. Maybe he feels so comfortable with playing it, right? Like I don't know.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Um,
I think that's fair. I mean, he did play very well on that seed. Even though he didn't see the ruined portal, he entered way faster, and that is going to be interesting to see if these runners do choose to build their portals different places, if they do choose to get different amounts of food. I mean, we did see a pretty stark contrast in the last seed, so it's going to be interesting.
It's just there's the most possible variance in what's happening